Hey, welcome back. We are here for another FTF Top 8 monthly tournament. I'm excited here today. I call this the day where I find out what I've been doing wrong for the last couple of weeks in the game. And I'm excited to see some high-level gameplay here today. It's always exciting to watch after these changes go through to see what everyone is cooking. My friend, th3six4ninja, is here today casting with me, and he's going to explain some of the point systems here today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the FTF Monthly Tournament for January. The structure of points for today is it's a 19-point race. So every lobby, players will be rewarded points for where they finish. First place is 10, second place is 8, third place is 7, fourth is 5, and then 5th through 8th are 3, 2, 1, and 0 points respectively. Once a player has 19 points, they are live, which means they can win the whole thing. All they have to do is win one lobby at that point. So I think the fastest you can possibly do it is 3 lobbies. If you get first, you win, it's over. But there are lots of other ways to add up to 19 points from those finishes. And then once you have 19, first player to win wins. Second and third are based off of who has the second and third most total points respectively. So that's how that works. Prizes this month, bunch of crystals, fancy border for the winner, and also now there are those achievements in game you can unlock by one for making day 2, being a finalist, and one for winning the whole thing. And as you unlock those, you get fancier and fancier in-game titles, so you can make progress on those as well. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the chat about stuff that's going on today regarding the stream and potential prizes?
Oh, yeah. Me?
Yeah.
What do we got for I don't know your the codes for the day. Yeah, usually we wait on that. Usually we hop into the games. But yeah, we got some codes here in chat today. So don't forget you can hit that exclamation point crystals in the chat. I think the code is going to be monthly January. But after you guys do that, I think we're the first lobby.
Yeah.
Or some secret prize I was going to add. I was like, I must have forgot.
Don't worry, we want to make sure everybody that's here has a chance to get those free crystals while they're enjoying watching these games. We'll see. New patch just dropped in the last week. For those that haven't been consistently keeping up or haven't logged in, well, you should be logging in every day to get your free crystals from the shop. You get those 28 days in a row. You get 7 a week of the battle pass, the bonus crystals and stuff for free. If you just log in every day for 28 days, you get a week of that. But if you haven't been logging in every day and keeping your streak alive, you may not have seen, there was a patch this last week. We saw some pretty meaningful changes to a few key units. If you watched last month's tournament, the meta was very, very Dracula Oberon shooting stars heavy. A lot of people fishing for tier 5 treasures really heavily to get Cat Closet shooting stars and Symbol of Unity to go with their Oberon and their Dracula. But we did see a couple changes specifically to Dracula. Now this aura only increases for every 3 units that die, or for it increased by 3, from 12 units to 15 units dying. And also when you combined the Draculas, the experience counter on it is whatever is the higher of the 2 Draculas you previously had, instead of adding them together. So it shouldn't pop off quite so hard. But we're looking here now at Oski's first character select, and he's locking in Little Match Girl. What do you think about that?
Not only locking in, it was a snap pick. It was an insta pick. Because you know me, I'm looking at Charizard over there, Little Match Girl, one of the two. But he didn't even think about it. Ready to go, Little Match Girl. So I'm always excited for Little Match Girl games. I always make the joke Little Match Girl is my favorite mage hero, because I get to roll for free spells at the end of every turn to keep casting. Yep. But yeah, I'm excited to see what goes on here. No bearskin.
Yeah, being a 0x2 hero is really risky in the early game, especially considering that his buff on level 2 only gives attack, which means that if you don't have enough HP, you're taking damage. But locking Little Match Girl, yeah. I mean, the ability to fish for the things that you want, especially on the .0 and .1 turns. Generally, you're not rolling really hard to lock stuff going into the next level up, but locking in here already with a sleeping Miso and a short sword in his shop.
Yeah, so I actually make this joke too. Every time I play Little Match Girl, the first shop is like, here's everything you need. But you get 2 free rolls, and they even gave him a third. I would have been free roll and roll again, roll again.
Yeah, but Sleeping Miso, a solid starting unit here. There's a lot of stuff you can put behind
it's
it.
It's a good opening shop.
The Happy Snowball, the previously the Retriever, a good unit that buffs this up. So does, if you find Squire Roshi to go behind it. Neither of those pop up into the extra slot here. It's a Cinderella, but he does get to free roll here and probably locking again instead of using those two free rolls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to be 4 free rolls down. This is what it always does to me too.
I mean,
I love it.
Might rolls, no, he acts lock. I don't know if you take the Sleeping Miso here, because combining them is a pretty big tempo loss, especially with the Squire Roshi behind him. But you potentially could go for Squire Roshi, Sleeping Miso, skip calling it. I don't know if the players right now are really. I know you and I really like Library Card, but I don't know that that's so meta that players are going to be aggressively taking tier 2 treasures early.
Well, how about this? You've already lost 4 rolls here, right? You take a 2-drop treasure, you get Yellow Brick Road.
Looks like there was an issue with the lobby. Maybe somebody didn't make it in.
Oh, no.
Some communication about that in
all right.
the player chat. So they're going to be starting a new lobby here.
That was the warm-up game. That was just the warm-up game. Everyone needs a warm-up game. Yeah.
Make sure the buttons work, that your wrist is okay.
But listen, I was cooking there for a second. Listen, you get that third Misu, right? You get Yellow Brick Road. Then you're only in 4 turns. You've caught up to those 4 original lost rolls you've got from the Yellow Brick Road value. So we're right back at stage 1.
I don't think the player that has the most free rolls always wins the game, but that is an alternate way.
One of the best players in the game has free roll in his name. Just saying,
That's true. All for roll.
Yep.
For AKA Zillag.
All for rolls.
I mean, you bring that up. So, chat. We got some info here on some of the players. We do have 3 players before that have podium finishes. Oski got 3rd last month in December. Synesthesia got 2nd. That was in November. Ed Zillalag, all for roll, who has come in first. Won the entire tournament 5 times and come in 2nd twice. So the heavy favorite, Zil here, the heavy favorite. He's only lost on day 2 to Rumdi and Tikuwabu, who are players who've also had quite a bit of success in the game, and neither of them are here today. So I think if you were taking Zil versus the field, Zil is still the odds favorite based off the numbers. But feel free to cheer for whichever player you like the most, and if any of them beat Zil, it is an upset.
Yeah, I like I think we've cast a lot of these players before, and obviously we've played with them in lobbies in the games. But yeah, Gabby, I'm always watching, hoping for some good finishes from Gabby. Always fun to watch. And Zill's always fun to watch. I feel like no matter what, it's like good games, fun games. Yeah,
3 of the players, this is their first time making day 2. Megadeth, Brain Game, and YB Shy. Actually, really surprised this is YB Shy's first day 2. YB Shy is one of just the biggest ladder grinders in the game. Very frequently has the most sync games played, and often plays a bunch of async games as well. This month, currently number 1 on the leaderboard, 67-12 rating, which is just bonkers. I think in the history of the game, less than 40 players have hit 6K ever. And YB Shy has been that player, has hit it most of the months. This month, 263 sync games played and also 100 async games played. Just grinding the ladder. You can catch, YB Shy is also a streamer. You can catch their streams often pretty late NA time. I think he's somewhere in the Oceania region.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to catch something because I don't think I've ever seen stream. But yeah, always see him in lobbies and being 2,000 points ahead of me, no big deal.
Yeah. 6,700 is bonkers. That's you only get points for like 1st through 3rd. 4th is essentially nothing. 5th is negative points, and if you take that random 8th one time, you just get a little too unlucky. It costs you like five wins worth of points.
Man,
it's real hard to climb that high, chat. So big respect to YB Shy coming in here as his from this month, the number 1 player on the board coming in here to the day 2. But yeah, a lot of really good players in this. Obviously, it's day 2 of the tournament. They're all good players. That's why they're here.
Yeah, people I see finish in front of me regularly.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we've got almost all the players back in for the lobby setup, so we should be going here pretty soon. Other things we can look at. Yeah, so we mentioned that Wybishide currently number 1 on the ladder. We have some other, page 1 players here. Oski currently in 5th. Gabby currently in 6th. Synesthesia in 12th on the leaderboard. The only player here that hasn't been consistently playing sync games is Megadeth. Has no sync game played this month. I might still be playing practice lobbies or live lobbies with people that aren't on the ranked ladder, but no ranked ladder games in sync, but has played 178 async games and is currently number 2 on the async leaderboard at 8909. I think their leaderboard doesn't reset quite the same as the sync leaderboard.
He remembers to hit the ready button for sure.
Yeah, so that start fight button. If you ever watching clips or see screenshots, you can tell if it's a sync game or an async game based off if the button says ready or start fight.
Yeah, I guess our the last person we're waiting on is probably cooking on like turn 4-2 right now, and they're just like,
Man, this lobby feels really easy.
Yeah, really soft lobby I'm in. Waiting the full time for, or I guess you don't. You do go instant if you push go and everyone's gone.
I mean, I think you probably. I mean, we've done this before, and then there's like they get pinged in the tournament chat. So I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be set up here soon. Let's see. We can go other. We talked about Zill and his historic tournament success. Also, like I crunched the numbers on it, and most of us have pretty decent average finishes on the ladder. We're good players. They're good players. Everybody here is right around between 2 and 3, kind of an average. We got some 1.97s, 1.88. A couple of the players 3.07, 3.08. Zill's average finish on the ladder 1.13. He played 8 ladder games this month to qualify for the tournament. Got to 4,500 in 8 games with a 1.13 average finish.
Nice.
And
just like I'm ready.
Which is slightly better than his tournament average finish, which is 1.29. That first, second, first. Average finish for the whole tournament 1.29. But yeah, also just crushed it in 8 ladder games, qualified, and he's here today. Just the kind of the rest strategy, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if he played those 8 games before or after the patch.
Well, he's like the Chiefs, but he's going for like the 8 Pete or whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe he waited till after the patch and only played 8 games to get there.
Ooh.
Get your practice on the new patch and qualify.
Or he's just sight reading the new patch today.
Yeah, but it's kind of a impressive display to have that average finish and qualify for the tournament that quickly.
Yeah, so he's that's insane because like I'll sit around 3, and like if I'm doing real good, I think I hit you up. I was like 50 games in at like 2.25, and we were like, oh, okay, cooking 1.12. It's an insane number. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like, what did you screw up and get a second once? Like,
yeah, no, it's 1.13 is bonkers.
Sorry, 1.3. Yeah.
That's why it's okay. That's why he's the favorite. I mean. Just show up for 8 games, win 7 of them, get a second place in there, show up for the tournament, win the tournament. I don't know. We'll see.
get another border. I can't wait to like load in a game with him and there's just crowns surrounding his entire border instead of just looking on top. He just can stack all 6 as like a big one unit.
You can't even see the character anymore.
Yeah, it's just crowns. That'd be so
just
great.
A pile of crowns.
Honestly,
what character is still playing? He's playing pile of crowns again.
He's playing first place. Just watch. Oh, we got a brain in here, so we're good to go. I think this lobby should be firing soon.
Cool. Yep.
And that means we have a free roll on a Dionysus game. So maybe we see these champs pop up, and it's a Bearskin. I don't know any other really bad ones I wouldn't play off the top.
Whoa. There are bad characters, Moo. There are characters that players generally don't choose to play.
Well, I guess I should make it clear too, and you already have that. These lobbies are much different. These tournament day 2 lobbies, they're looking for different stuff than, maybe the average player is looking for in their lobbies they're playing. It's a more tempo based. You'll see like people like prefer other characters you maybe don't see all the time, or like that you and me don't agree on, are top tier characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely some of the stat characters. I mean, last time we saw an instant lock in on Little Match Girl, but like Sisyphus is also a really strong tournament lobby character. It helps you stay just behind whoever's crushing the lobby through the early and mid game, because you'll have enough stats to beat everybody else. And if you lose to somebody, that just gives you more stats to beat everybody else. But no, we lock in. Artemis is a character we've seen these tournament players lean really heavily on in previous months. Just a great tempo hero, giving that slot 1 character ranged.
Not gonna lie, I never knew that until the first time we cast these tournaments. I was just like, well, it's not Artemis, and then it was like stat pick Artemis. Like, well, it is Artemis.
We got Sleeping Miso plus Happy Snowball here. That might be enough to be able to save the stats from calling it on round 2. You probably see a lock here to get that Sleeping Miso. No 1-drop sword, so almost certainly playing here to get the Miso plus calling it. You're probably calling it the Miso because you want it in front, and your slot 1 thing has ranged.
Yeah, and so early, if you can give one of those summons buffs like you're doing with the Happy Snowball and giving both the opportunity to have range in slot 1, it's just like, it feels great.
Yeah, that's true. It's extra crazy being the range slot 1, because if the 1 dies, the second one comes in.
Yeah, as long as you attack first, you're just like, well, this was
no, it's I'm pretty sure Artemis, it's an entrance effect. So it's just
okay. I thought it was the opposite way.
Ranged.
Yeah, my lack of Artemis is obviously,
But he buffs the Happy Snowball here. It's not that slot. I think it's entrance slot 1 has range. So the first thing has range, but if you summon additional things in that slot, they would not have ranged.
I'm getting
but
something
he buffs the
from
Snowball here.
I'm getting something from tech support. They said you obviously calling it on the egg.
I mean, there's an armored egg here, but I don't think we don't see a lot of players take an armored egg. He's looking through the lobby. Everybody has a unit, so that looks promising.
Also, pretty funny. We're just running back this Sleeping Miso pair, so it's like nothing even happened. We're just good to go and cast
there's a little magic roll in the lobby, but it's someone else this time. Well, look at the characters we got. He's going through them too fast for me to read them off. Which players playing each one? But it is a Daedalus, an Odin, Trophy Hunter. That's Sleeping Bruni, Sweeping Bruni, Little Magic Girl, Sisyphus, Artemis, and we see both a Bruni, a mischievous Bruni, and a leprechaun in the lobby. That's how you know it's tournament time.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
And we saw the interaction there. The summon cat not ranged, and that does enable his opponent to get that swing back into the snowball, deal enough damage that he doesn't win the fight, and so he doesn't keep the stats.
But man,
a little bit of a bummer there
for
Oski.
But picking up that second snowball to go with that Sleeping Music just feels pretty good here. Like 2/2. This is a strong board.
Yes, it is a lot of stats.
Yeah, we got range in 1/2. Just feeling pretty good about it.
Mm-hmm. 2 snowballs, 2 misos gets those pairs going. We're going into 3-0 next turn. What are you looking for on 3 to pair with this?
Obviously cats, because you get the summons, you get the stats from the snowballs. Anything to go with snowballs feels great, because if you're just getting stats right off the bat, the trap I always get into is if I don't triple up the snowball, I'm just staying in them too long, and then I have 2 random vanilla 3/3s in the back at the end of my line once you get into 3. But if you can capitalize off of it early in 3, it always feels just pretty good for your life total, for how the game's going, stuff like that.
Yeah, get that beefy front line, and then you probably usually get there's a handful of 3-drops that are ranged, Minecraft Homes, Acolyte, or Agent of the Moon that you can throw in there in slot 5 behind all those summons in the front row, especially if you get the cat box in 4, so it can summon the cat backwards. A lot of times if you're summoning in the same slot, you don't advance to get to your ranged to get those shots off while the summons are going, but if you can summon things back slots by putting the cat box in 4 that summons the cat back into 3, your range gets extra shots in before it goes back to the front row.
Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Sniping that bat. Yeah, sniping the bat first was huge, because otherwise you get you at least pick up some of that early damage.
Well, there's another 3-drop range unit, Pirate Gunner, but probably thinking
Kappa? That's what I was going to say.
It just goes for the Pirate Gunner.
Yeah, what do you
think? Kappa is kind of awkward here. It's a little bit hard to get the misos on either side of it. I mean, it is the high roll character of this shop. If you put the Kappa in the front row between 2 misos, and all the misos die before the Kappa, amazing. But the misos, they're 3/3s because of the snowballs. The slot 1 and 1 is ranged, so it's not attacking and dying right away.
Yeah, that makes it even. It's the exact. You have to hit that one. You have to attack first, then let it hit back at 1 specifically, then have the 1 attack again.
Yeah, and then the Kappa. If you are feeling really lucky, chat, you might take the Kappa here, but Oski going with a safer route here. I got a bunch of summons in the front row. Let me put something ranged in the back to try to close out these games to get wins. If you put Iron Will units there, really high odds of getting ties because your Iron Will units attack in. They have 1 HP. It's really easy for the opposing hero power, hero attack to clean it up. But ranged units are a little bit harder. We see here like an Odin with a 1x2. All you need, oh, well, they cast a spell to give themselves extra hero attack, and they are cooking.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They got a big owl coming out there, getting that extra stats from the cook and dealing a little bit of damage here. The Iron Will unit pulling through in the back, while the owl tank the front. I was going to say, too, I don't really, I feel like I almost never consider Pirate Gunner as just a 3-2 ranged. So it's, because I always think about it for its ability more than I do for its actual just being a 3-2 ranged on 3-0. And probably something I need to think about more.
Oh, gets that third snowball to clear up some space in the back line for the Squire Roshi just picked up. And a Moon Pebble.
The snap
pretty,
up on the Moon Pebble.
Pretty good ability here. Give that slot 1 extra attack from the Moonlight. If you get some slay units and they have that Moonlight ability when they attack, and if they don't slay, they get bonus attack. And also all of his summons now have that extra 1 attack because the Moon Pebble is +1/+0 aura on your whole board.
That Chameleon's looking pretty tempting. I know probably not going to take it, but I already have a Pirate Gunner on board. I would be locking for this to keep into 4 because we already got Moon Pebble in 1. We got a Squire Roshi behind it. We're ranged. I'd be going for it. Going for the gusto here.
And opting to put because the second summon doesn't have range, doesn't give you a huge advantage here, having the Miso go first. And because you have that snowball, your Roshi has attack. So he swaps his board up here to get that Pirate Gunner in 5. So 8 attacks before the Squire Roshi or the snowball. So you want that ranged attacking earlier. And Potato 1 is about as good as Sleeping Miso 1 here.
Yeah, I like that. I haven't seen a lot of Parrots take it, but Parrot doesn't seem miserable here either as a 6-2 with Moonlight and ranged.
That's true. Parrot is pretty strong here, especially with that snowball start.
Yeah.
Parrot, like being ranged and flying is a pretty nasty combo in a lot of comps this early. You can see here anything in the back row would just get sniped by the Parrot, but also he doesn't have anything to put in his hand right now, so you aren't getting the benefit from that Parrot.
Just you have a gunner already, right? Might as well play into it.
That's true. And we might have a second gunner here. Also a cat box. All the things.
I mean, we said we'd be happy about Catbox. That's just great here.
You can see
much better than the Goose.
I think we mentioned it briefly at the start of the stream, but there have been some changes to some characters, and a lot of these high-level players have that habit ingrained in them.
Old habits die hard, yeah.
Buy, sell potato, because you're expecting that having bought each mage or plant will buff your Apollo's sunlight when you buy it on 5. But that was actually one of the things changed in this patch. Apollo now gives sunlight 5, plus 3 additional sunlight for every 2 plants or mages you buy that he sees. So buying and selling plants or mages before you have the Apollo does not buff Apollo anymore. But he comes with 5 base sunlight and scales faster off of the ones that he sees you buy. But if you are a player out there that's been ingrained with buy, sell, potato, you can take a breath. You don't need to do any more. You do still need to buy, sell all one gold equipment because Priestess Saloon, Celine Saloon, still.
Saloon.
I think it's Saloon. I think it is.
I'm gonna trust your pronunciation on these things. All right.
Yeah, the Priestess of the Moon Goddess. She still scales her moonlight off of every item you've bought this game.
So there's a piece of me that wants that cat box in 1. Because it has a less likely chance to die first. So it can shoot from range. Then the second one, something else dies and clear up a spot for it, and you still get the buffs on the summon. But
then you want the Roshi behind it, right? And that's super awkward putting the Roshi
in the 5.
5, yeah. But Puck in 1 with range is also kind of awkward. Because you kind of want it to die and summon those stars at some point. You see the Puck dies last in the front row. We got some stars here that just aren't going to shoot anything this fight. Maybe he changes up that positioning. Rescue runner and another Puck. We're on 4-0. That was 2 3-drops.
Person after my own heart, honestly. Making a pirate on 4-0.
Passes on the rainbow scale. He does have quite a few different types on board here, so that might have been a reasonable amount of HP for the money. There's another gold-laying goose here. He has had that goose 3 whole turns already. So that may become a factor later in the game, having that just influx of gold, especially if he triples it up.
So do you think that the meta still going towards what you say with Dracula? If we're picking up a pirate this early to look for summons, like, are we still looking for value on the 5-drop treasures?
I mean, if you have this many cats already, there is a pretty big incentive to be picking up pirates, whether you're going into cats or going into some kind of Dracula comp.
Yeah, so it feels open. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because both of those, and even like realistically, he started as a 2x2 hero. So he's got that little bit of a boost up on hero attack, and you pick up a Watson on 5. I think Hunters is still a pretty viable comp as well. If you get into it if you get the right piece for it at the right time, and having all of these cats early does play into that.
I'm selling here. I think he's thinking about it. I'm selling here.
For the cat choir?
Oh, for sure. I'm putting it back there.
I mean, you could also you only have 4 units here, so you can't go for that experience. I mean, you might be locking for the experience because so many of the key pieces are 5 drops.
True.
For some of these comps.
And you have your cat choir already, so at that point, it just feels pretty nice.
Yeah. Because you can summon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats right now. So your cat choir could get a pretty healthy boost even on the first turn. Playing to the low magic roll, it's at 15 HP. Looks like YB-Shy's been having a tough go of it so far, but because he's at that low HP, he's picked up some of these Snow White Bride of Draculas that are very, very beefy when you get to low HP. Kind of a nice catch-up mechanic unit. The stars do some damage, but not enough, and can't even kill the gold owl. Ooh. Now he's
a lot of damage.
Heading back down towards where the magic girl is.
That was a snapback on the moth.
Ooh, moth gaming. That wasn't what either one of us was expecting here, but it is a support to go with these summons that is ranged, so it doesn't have the problem that Roshi's been having, where sometimes it's getting into its attack phase before everything else is off the board. There is a True You in the shop and a Star Girl. The moth also, he does have 2 pucks. That's another consideration here, like locking for that moth. But dropping that, gonna put the other puck in?
Or the other cat, just for these. Yeah.
Rescue runnering to summon extra for the cat choir.
We're dedicated.
Ooh, taking the gold here. We're in for the gold. And Funny Charm coming in.
Wow.
I mean, bought the moth, but clearly just as a support, not for these star units, benching both pucks.
Yeah, like you said, maybe it's just exactly what you're saying about Roshi, where it's just getting in a little bit too early, and this is pretty good for this end line.
You can see here, like, strongly considering, do I want the rescue runner into 2 cats in slot 1, but there's a chance that the other cat gets summoned all the way across the board, or we want the Miso in 1, summon rescue runner 2. It's going to summon the second cat back into 1 if slot 1 is cleared. And looks like he's kind of winding on let's summon the cat box in slot 1.
Well, this is kind of what I was saying before. I really like the cat box going into 1, but you won't get range though. I was talking about a range, but this is kind of the same effect where it's not going to be dying right away, and maybe giving the other slots a chance.
Mm-hmm. And the Funny Charm here does make the moth a lot better as well. We summoned 3 cats last fight, so that's going to give +6/+3 to all the other units on the board when it dies. So that's a pretty big boost here to the range here in the back line, and gives that snowball a little bit more bulk when it gets back to its turn. But the opponent has a very large Elaine in slot 1 and cast Hermes Blessing this turn. Cat Choir goes left, so it doesn't immediately get wrecked. But still, just too many. I mean, that was a bunch of range units there for Stonehenge Druid.
Yeah, and they were all bigger than our moth is after the Funny Charm hit. So those things were already all pretty big.
And dropping the snowball here is a kind of hit to our stats on board. It's always kind of an awkward transition, whether it's a snowball or you have the gingerbread witch or Miss Holly. Any of those like non-ranged aura units. It's always tricky to transition out of those because often your board is built around the synergy. You have a bunch of things that are getting the buffs from that aura unit, but that aura unit just doesn't stick around in a meaningful way. Its stats are falling off. The stats it's giving are kind of falling off, but losing those stats also hurts.
Yeah, and to your point, when we got that 4-drop treasure, we almost could have made up for that by getting something with stats, but we rolled the Spell Reflector, the Raven, and the treasure map, so no stats on the 4. No, even a handbag would have been great. We didn't spend any mana this turn. Catalyst would have been great. Any of that stuff would have been pretty dang good there.
Yeah, and now I'm strongly considering playing 7 units on board so he can keep that snowball in to keep buffing the cats instead of playing with the gunner to get the extra summon. Like I need the stats for the tempo here. Down to 12 HP already, and as pressure at 12 HP and taking a pirate map, a brave line of play.
My die with map counter is up above 100, so the live counter is rolling. And I love it. But we do have pairs. I will say that. We got a couple pairs here, right? We get lucky. We get like a MooMalow. I'm even taking the 5-drop if we hit the pucks, obviously. Anything to kind of claw your way out of here.
He's even locking for this second cat box going into 5-0.
Cats
so
are
just
important.
Really, really committed to the cats.
Hopefully that cat choir upgrading helps us out here.
I mean, it should. It's going to be like close to 40-40 by the time it's turned in the attack order. If we get all these summons in the front row. So big cabbage merchant there.
Yeah.
The Siren Lorelei is not such a problem for this kind of summon comp. If you have like one big unit, you can get blown out by that, but this many small cats won't. Yeah, we get the cat choir up to 30-30, which is enough to take out the Bruni here.
Wow. Yeah. Good,
that was the first Synesthesia's first fight loss.
I'm gonna guess Synesthesia's about to see the 2 people we just lost 2 back-to-back, right? Now.
Oh, there's a Narcissus. Second pirate, so you can do a summon chain in 1. Buffing our Moth. Moth is a fairy, so he gets the 1 mana back for that. A lot of the mid-gamey spells in the most recent patch had a secondary effect added to them. Endurance Potion buffs dwarves extra for each item they have. Giant Potion gives plants sunlight. Knight's Oath, if you cast it on a royal, puts a free short sword in your shop. And as we saw there, the Fairy Dust, if cast on a fairy, the 0 gold 1 mana +1/+2 Fairy Dust, if you cast that on a fairy, it will give you the mana back.
So I know you, before we get this upgraded pirate here, you usually like to play both pirates on board and summon those cats for those extra summons, right? Not summon the pirate chain, even with a little bit of buff. You probably still.
I think going into the Oni Katana would make putting the pirate chain make more sense, but we've upgraded the pirate now.
Yep.
But I generally like summoning multiple cats to get extra summons, because summoning a pirate does not buff your cat choir. So if you can be summoning multiple cats, you can be getting more cat choir buffs. Yeah. In terms of total stats, there isn't much of a difference whether you rescue runner cats or rescue runner cat. The total stats is about the same. It does, if you do rescue runner cat, it gives you a little bit more. It makes their attack positioning not matter as much. Whereas if they keep hitting things that aren't part of your chain, it can get kind of wonky for you. Just chaining all the pirates together is it's effective. And simple, and especially if you have something, I guess the Moon Pebble I know that's buffing everything on board. It gives slot 1 Moonlight, but like the Moonlight doesn't matter that much for cats. So I think that's not so big. But Oni Katana, another item that changed this patch. It used to just be +10/+0 to slot 1. Now it is +10/+0 to slot 1. And whenever something in slot 1 slays, the Katana buff goes up by 1. So having a summon chain in 1 now gives him extra chances to keep summoning things in slot 1 that will keep getting buffs onto the Katana.
That was the hit we needed.
Just enough.
Yeah, that was the hit we needed for sure. Hitting that middle one was beautiful.
Got a cat bottle in the shop. You probably want to summon that into slot 1 because cat bottle's stats carry over. And a pirate.
And another one.
What a hit. Does he take the pirate? You take the pirate first, though, I think.
Because if you're going to lock anyway.
Cat bottle first. The pirate first increases the number of things you get in slot 1, right? That's why the pirate first probably makes a little more sense here. Lets you chain slot 1 to get more Katana hits. And that's what Oski goes for here.
Yeah, 21 range in slot 1 is not bad.
And it's going to be 21 ranged into 19 or 21 not ranged into 18 not ranged into 18 not ranged. It's just a chain of things. That Oni Katana is really, really high value for the board that Oski has.
I think you're right. I think, wouldn't you put one of these cat boxes on board and switch it with the catnip in the bottle to summon into 1? So you can, so you're not like missing a summon on those cat bottles. Those are cat boxes.
And because the catnip in a bottle, when its dying breath is, it summons a funny charm that has half of its stats. So if you summon the cat bottle in one, it's getting those bonus stats from the rescue runner. It's getting those bonus stats from the Oni katana, and then it is giving those stats again to the funny charm that it summons. Whereas the cat box, the cat gets the first one gets the stats from the rescue runner, gets the Oni katana, but the second one will just get the Oni katana itself. It won't actually carry over stats from the previous summon. So I do like that a little bit better. I mean, at this point, I might be just getting out a happy snowball to play another cat.
That's what I was gonna say, another cat box in the back for summons. That's what I was thinking too. But I mean, I can also see the point where you're just keeping the snowballing for this turn. The next turn, once you get the second cat bottle, you're probably moving out of that.
Yeah. And I mean, it might also be relevant here. He could be looking opponent's board, and because the catnip in the bottle and funny charm cats, having 12 attack here versus having 10 attack here might be hitting some breakpoints on his opponent's front line. That would be a big deal. Having one of your units kill a unit instead of it eating multiple of your cats.
Yeah, because they're around 9 or 8 each, so if they went up even a little bit from last turn, that would make sense. The 10 might not cover. We got the Enchantress this turn.
And he hits the slot 1 back, so he gets more. These katana slays, it's just going to keep happening. That's another katana slay.
Yeah, we ate the Tango too.
This katana's popping up. He's got like +4 attack on the katana this turn. Oh, but there's an Agent of the Moon with ranged. Oh, no, cleans it up.
He cleans it up, looking very strong all of a sudden.
You bench the funny charm for, because the catnip in a bottle is a funny charm.
Turn the Catquire evil. No. Catquire, no.
Turning rescue runner evil. I guess because the rescue runner is the thing that would be summoning a Dr. Frank if you end up going into a Dr. Frank build. It's the thing that you most want to be evil. The rest of this stuff may not stay on a Dr. Frank looking board, but the rescue runner would.
Catquire might be used as a fusion target.
Yeah. There's a casting the star powder here on the Faraday at the mana back end. Knight's Oath is another one that we saw earlier. No royals on this board anywhere, so it's +4/+4 to the unit. You keep the stats for you in the fight, and you get that free short sword. So if you cast it on a royal, it's essentially 1 gold, 1 mana, +4/+4.
That's awesome.
Which makes it a lot more efficient. But he's strongly considering here. He's got the Moth. He's got this other stuff. Do I want Star Child? He's saying to himself. The katana's up to 16 attack.
It's at 16. Oh, nice.
Already six slays from slot 1.
6. We have 6 cat summons.
Oh, but we see an upgraded Dracula here with Orchestra from Gabby. That's a lot of stuff. He's at 1 HP. Gabby's at 1 HP, 1 HP in a dream, but that is
a real dream, though. It's a real dream.
It's a real dream. That is.
We just took out the snowball for the second moth too.
Yep. Second moth. I mean, the moth's going to get for the funny charm stats from 2 catnip in a bottle funny charms.
We call this "Please Don't Fireball Us."
Yeah, that's also a real concern here. I mean, you don't really want to give up. I mean, I guess he's keeping you want a tier 5 treasure. The tier 5 treasures are kind of where it's at right now. So having that pair of pucks is really important because I mean that the boostering there is a fair number of stats if you put it on the catnip in a bottle in 2 that's being double supported.
Yeah.
But just doesn't have 2 things to sell to get it. I mean, you'd probably give up the snowball pretty easily, but there's nothing else here to give up.
Yeah, also, what was I going to say about that? I know you're saying about the 5-drop treasure, but if I have those 2 catnip bottles, there's a part of me with that map, even at a low level, where I'm like, 7's a payoff.
Oh, gets a really good hit from the slot 1 Tengu hitting his Catquire, which lives the hit and keeps both moths alive to get all of these stats from the funny charms. And now the moths, very big, popping off. There is a Frankenstein's monster over there.
And if the Dracula dies first, that thing's going to get bigger faster.
No, he does hit the Dracula first, but
it's enough? Oh, by 1!
That was a close 2.
We're hunters.
It's 6-0 now.
It doesn't matter.
You can see the furious mousing over chat is the "Where have you been?" That is the universal gesture for where have you been? It is 6-0. Where have you been? If those were in a shop on 5-0, he would be hunters.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he's going to pick up it's a pair.
I said it. We're hunters. Oh, it is a pair. Okay,
it's a pair. It's a pair of 5-drops. Gets the free roll here. You got 2 5-drops to go for a 7. Tyrannical Nero with all of your animals. It is Nero formerly.
No, he's looking for the 7-drop.
Now it's animals. Wise Merlin. Can
No.
you don't have
Look
any
for this
spell
treasure.
treasures? Yeah, you don't have enough mana to really
Let's do it.
make that happen. Okay, we'll take the tier
No, you
5.
doing it?
Yep. There's Cat Altar.
Altar.
Hits.
Okay. You did hit.
I mean, you could have doubled up your Katana slaying buff with Crescent Blade. Elemental Swords is also a fair amount of stats here when you're doing
Yeah,
Summon
you're not
Chains, that
wrong.
aura. But the Cat Altar here, I think it breaks even somewhere around like 5 or 6 summons. It becomes
Ooh,
more
and we just hit
stats.
queen.
Ooh, and a Wolf Bait.
Yeah, Wolfbait. You know I'm always in. It's beautiful for slot 1.
And
Oh, we're gonna summon the cat choir.
that, yeah.
That scares me though, because I would put that before the. Can that mess up 1, 2? No, we're good. We're still good. They can't die first. They can both come out. We just can't get. We might not get the full summons from the upgraded cat box.
Yeah.
Because that's upgraded, and I just always hate having it come out where it can't be getting all summons. But
Well, and generally, you probably, if your slot 1 chains directly, you probably want the Cat Choir getting summoned in that spot also. So
yeah, to
I
have a
could
chance
I
of
could
dying.
totally see. Yeah, I could totally see you putting the choir here before the cat box.
I love
It's-
the double
it's-
Watson take this turn, even if you weren't thinking pair. I just love it. 6.0. You know, where were you getting here?
We're fighting a trophy hunter that's got a pretty mean monster slay board. There were some Tanukis that have been popping off there with some Medusa, Sea Witch Ursulas in the back there. So we'll see. I mean, cat comp can kind of be fodder for these
Yeah,
slay comps.
I was gonna say we don't want to see a 6.0 moon slay comp.
Oh
where Moon's in
yeah,
the
a woman in the
back, like,
moon would be a
very
disaster
bad.
here.
Didn't
But
get it yet, so just a lot of
didn't get it.
stats.
Yeah, it's the Tanukis with that moonlight, which means that the Tanuki buff is also a HP buff. With that
Those
moonlight
witches, you see
charm.
those witches, dude?
That's all Tanuki stats. They have like
Yeah.
no actual stats.
Yeah, they're 100 plus. That's crazy.
That's just from the Tanuki slays. But I mean, we're summoning big cats. We
We
got
are.
enough of them, I think, that we
Does it
hit
work?
all of these.
No, not cool. Oh, I
But
forgot
the
we were hunters.
Watsons,
We're hunters. I forgot.
the Watsons giving up 9 cat summon last fight from the cat altar, and now the cat queen is here.
And we're taking the magnifying glass because we're hunters.
Not wolf baiting anything.
Yeah, no wolf bait.
I guess you're if you put the wolf bait on the rescue runner, the duelist can't summon it. If you put it on the duelist, it's hard to triple it up. So I guess it makes sense here. We got another moth.
Selling
It's
the
not a
snowball.
tier 4 treasure. We already got treasure map, pirate map. There's also some, yeah, he's mousing over the supply cabinet there. Is he just going to sell 2 more for it?
Hmm.
Do you want
I
the
mean,
tier
we can
4
summon
treasure?
that too, to be honest with you, the supply cabinet, because we are playing the rescue.
He's thinking moonlight, pebble. Do I care that much about pebble? You could go for the tier 4 here and lock for the cabinet, or if you're like, there's no tier 4 treasure I want, you just sell the 2 moths and just buy the cabinet here.
Still feels like just the tier 4 treasure, just like a couple possibilities being stats. It just feels like I take like power bag rune, either one, just
Got
way better
both of
than
them.
pebble.
Yeah. Plus 6, plus 3 to all of your cats instead of plus 1, plus 0.
Yeah, beautiful.
There's also a Frankenstein's monster in this shop.
There's also another magnifying glass.
Yeah, and that's going to be even more this next go around. That is a wonky harp board, but this synesthesia,
Okay.
11 attack ahead already. That was before last fight, right? We don't see what their stats are after the fight. We saw what their stats are before the fight, and was on 25 by 2. So already further into this cat hunter evil Watson shenanigans kind of build. 2 players already eliminated.
Hunter, evil, shenanigans.
And everyone else, like Oski here is at 12. I think that Bruni's also at 12. The whole lobby is very bruised here on 6-1.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And if you remember, the Artemis was probably down there first with the Daedalus, right? They were the 2 lowest when
Yeah.
they fought. So we've been hanging out here. Even taking those double Watsons on 6-0 didn't hurt us because we got saved by the attack power in the 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just better than the Moss were going to be at the end of the day. Just
Yeah, the scaling here is much more
Ooh,
impactful.
the
But there's
Fire
a
Mage.
Fire Mage 105.
Snipe it!
Snipes the Fire Mage.
What?
What a save!
Yeah, for real.
And now I think this the Artemis board has more summons. Oh, the Cat Choir hits the Siren
Rough.
Lorelei. That's a
Yep.
huge loss of stats.
I mean, this is a lot of stats coming in. We have the full summon for the boards here.
Yeah. And that Count Dracula's about to attack in and die, and that's going to lose the aura, which is
Beautiful.
going to make everything else easier to deal with. Oh, but a Cersei's Cup.
Talk about losing stats.
Oh, but he has 4 units left, and the Bruni's only 45 by 2. Can't clean it up. And now Artemis the lead.
We also, did you see the shop Cat Queen and the third Watson?
Do you get out of Oni Katana here? How much is the Katana giving? You can mouse over your Katana and
it's got to be a lot.
Just skips, yeah. I mean, it's probably 25-ish, would be my guess. It was 16 after a couple turns. Haven't been chaining that slot as hard anymore. So I'd be a little surprised if it was keeping up, but that is still a lot of attack on one. You sell the Moth for another cat.
Pick another cat. Yeah, I see the pirate.
I mean, I'm almost certain he's locking here for the pirate. It's just such a good addition to the board.
Yeah. And we kept
summoning
Katana.
Both cat boxes and not the cat choir anymore. I mean, with the cat altar being this stacked and having 2 cat queens, you have 150 cat choir. We're benching that.
Doesn't even get to see the board.
Looking at, oh man, look at all the backline hate. Fire Mage, a double Tengu comp. It's be you start looking for a chair here. Where you see that much
or stealth.
Yeah. Just make them kill your Watson first.
Yeah. You put the cat choir back in and make it only thing hittable and just eat it.
Yeah. Double Tanuki Slay comp. I mean, still no woman in the moon.
What's going on with that in the back? Did you see that?
The Miss
because he upgraded the other witch, he didn't have something else. So that's the Sea Witch. I forgot. He had 2 Sea Witches and the one, and now he must have upgraded the second one, and now he just needed something to go in that last slot of the turn.
That's either so that funny. Or if it was maybe double unstable transformation something. I don't know. But yeah. Two Dracula summon comps. Which are kind of versions of this that scale. The Cat Queen only buffs based off how many cats you summoned last fight in this fight, whereas the Dracula aura is all the things it's ever seen die. So it keeps scaling in a way that Cat Queen can't.
Look at the stats on these things.
We had a lot. I mean, they just... Brain Game hasn't found a woman in the moon. Like, if he has a woman in the moon,
we probably lose.
In the thousands. And we just don't have anything to get through that. Or I should say Oski doesn't have anything to get through that. But no woman in the moon. Hashtag no problem. Yeah. And we're summoning even more cats. Cat Altar 10, Cat Altar 11. And it's still on slot 2. And now those are
huge.
And Brain Game has been eliminated here. Didn't find the final pieces to make that. I mean, he had a Star Catcher on that board too. He didn't have a Nocturne there. Having that many Slay triggers with the Star Ring, you can like really pop off with a Nocturne, making huge stars and scaling a bunch. But didn't have the Nocturne and no Woman in the Moon, so just didn't come together. You see him. Here's the.
I thought about taking the mat. Yeah, that's to protect one of the Cat Queens, no matter what.
Oh, it puts the other cat. What rescue runner? Oh wait, okay. He's swapping it back up a little bit.
So don't forget also, we open ourselves to any of these magnifying glasses we see are just easy buys.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how much the big one's going to be at this point, but these little ones even are pretty crazy.
The big one will be, it's 2 times your hero attack plus 6. So it'd be like 96. I'm pretty sure Sherlock's magnifying glass is 2-1. The little one is 1 for every hero attack. The middle one is 2 for every hero attack, and then Sherlock's is 2 attack and 1 HP for every attack.
And we just took ourselves some backline hate also.
I mean, if you got an Oni Katana this big in slot 1 and this many Cat Queen buffs, you might as well. Like, there's a Dracula back there. There's an Asmodeus back there. I mean, most comps right now are leaning heavily on backline stuff. If you're like in big mages or something, you have some huge Akates up front, not an issue. But most of the comps right now are things in the back, buffing or taking advantage of kind of a wall in front of them. And being able to hit to that back line can really, really instantly flip a fight.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see if Gabby picks up something like a chair here to replace that Siren.
I mean, this is the finals. 2 players got eliminated
The
last
two
round.
people that were in 7th and 8th are now in the finals.
What a turnaround!
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Gabby
said
an
1.
ambulance,
That's
but not
fine.
for us.
Yeah. Well, we said it too. We were like, you may be at 1, but those are some pretty serious stats you got going on over there.
Yeah, Gabby, that upgraded Dracula like on 5-0 or 5-1.
What
and
a hit for us.
Protecting the Cat Queen here hits the right unit, does snipe the main stats unit here for the opposing comp. And so now it's just going to kind of come down to having enough summons.
Oh, we don't like teacup, Cat said.
We are going to lose our Cat Queen here pretty soon with it being in the front. I mean, we could just keep getting lucky. There's other stuff to hit.
Just hit, yeah. Just keep hitting.
Nope, there's the teacup on it. But we're going to
get the full summons here. Oh, no, we had true the teacup. Oh,
the teacup does get it, but the Mad Oblivion Seeker with 33 HP left, and in just more traditional cats. No vampire shenanigans. No scam summons.
And we tried.
Cats.
We took things ahead of time a couple times. It felt like where we might have been like moving off of cats, but it looked like cats was the cheat code all the way. But I think we're gonna be taking a break here for a minute in between rounds, guys. Don't forget to grab some crystals in between while we're on our break. You can hit ! crystals in the chat to get that code to pop up. And don't forget to join the Discord, guys. If you're enjoying the tournament today, you enjoy talking about the game, hanging out with some other people who enjoy the game, make sure you're hopping in there and hanging out. But we'll catch you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back. We are going into round 2 of this monthly tournament for FTF. We saw an awesome game round 1. We followed the winner of the game all the way through, so we got to see step by step from the very beginning what Oshi was cooking all the way to the end. There's a couple spots in that game that looked a little bit rough, but the recoveries were awesome. We went into full cats towards the end there, 5 and a 6.
Mhm.
But yeah, such a strong board from Gabby too, and I think that's who we're going to be following this game, which should be awesome. But I think Ninja has some updates on some scores for you.
Yeah. So in round 1, we did for first. Gabby there in the finals, taking 7 points for second, and then going down from there. Let's see, Synesthesia third, Brain Game fourth, sixth, Zillag Alpha Roll seventh, and Megadeth getting kind of beat up there in that first lobby. It happens to all of us sometimes. But yeah, so Oski in the early lead here. Again, around chat, it takes 19 points to be live, and then you get that first place to win. So Oski's got 10. Oski just goes first. We're done here. But any other kind of combination, it takes at least a few extra rounds because only 2 firsts is enough for the 19. Any other combination of points, second place is only 8 points. So a first and a second's 18 does not make you live. So we'll see if Oski can run it back here and set up the danger zone for all the other competitors, or if we're going to have to add up to 19 a little bit slower across the board. Zil taking that 7th in lobby 1, kind of unexpected from Zil. Normally he's the odds-on favorite here, but maybe those 8 ladder games weren't enough practice this month.
I said he's just let him cook. I still got faith. But this next round should be pretty good though, and don't let it be understated how hard it is to win back-to-back lobbies in this top 8. All these players are, crazy. So it's going to be, it's always hard to win back-to-back games in a lobby like this. It's hard to win back-to-back games sometimes in regular lobbies. So, these are just, it's amplified, by 100.
No, a lot of this game is making the best possible decisions at every point, but also there is a real luck component to it, finding the right thing right when you need it to. I think that last game goes very different if Oski, gets that treasure map. He's at 12 HP, gets that extra treasure, is saving those 3-drop pairs because he wants a tier 5, picks up a pair of 5s, maybe you get a 7, but gets the tier 5 treasure and hits Cat Altar. I think almost any other thing he hits there isn't enough stats to make it through those last few rounds and win the game, but hits the Cat Altar, and that gets him across the finish line. And those little just breaks make a big deal of a difference at this level of play.
Yeah, and I think you said it best while we were on break that that hit was a tier 7 treasure in that build. So, even though you in the back of your mind you could hit a tier 7, that tier 5 was a tier 7 there, and Altar just carried us way past the finish line, it felt like.
Yeah. It's just so, the Altar was 10 or 11, like that's just so many stats on the cats that are coming in, and pairing that with then the 2 cat queens he found later became an overwhelming amount of stats, especially when you can use when your fire mage snipes their stat unit in the back, the Dracula going down the first. But this lobby we're following Gabby, and Gabby's hero choices here. We saw that he played Daedalus last round and got to second place, but you take that over, taking that over some of these other ones, hasn't locked in anything yet. I think if I were playing on the ladder, I like Brother Gambler here. It's a stat character. You buy some ranged units, you don't spend your mana, your ranged units get big, it kind of carries you in through the mid game, and then you're looking to build some kind of late game comp out of it.
Yes! Go Vizier! This is my hope. If you can't tell, I'm biased here. No.
But after you get a solid second place with Daedalus, not.
Yeah, you got to run it back. It feels like a good run back, but I'm a huge fan of the changes to Vizier. I love some of the stuff you can do with the spell casting with that character. You get an extra mana too, which is really fun. But like I say, really fun. Maybe not the. Whoa, hold up.
There's a Dionysus in love it. We're still cheering for Gabby. Don't you change sides now. We're following Gabby in this game.
Yep, Gabby.
You gonna buy something, Gabby?
I was thinking
14 seconds. You buy the Tracker Harding here, I think. Maybe Board Farm Boy pairs well with a lot of other tier 2 units. The Tracker Harding is the strongest individual of these 4 units in the shop. The board Farm Boy has the most upside.
I'm not gonna lie. If we're watching this game and that rope keeps getting to below 50%, I'm gonna be stressing out if we're not buying units. In my head, I see that rope and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's one of those like good players don't feel the pressure that we feel.
Yeah.
And so they just like.
I like you said, we. You could say me.
No, it's I like you watch high level players in other game like Magic or other strategy games. I cast some Pokemon Go, and like the really good players, they'll be like playing the game and then like turning and like making notes in a notepad while the game's happening. I'm just like, how could you
cool
possibly
as a cucumber?
And just
meanwhile, my hands are sweating and they would slip when I pick up the pen. And
that's Gabby here. Like 12 seconds is forever, and it's very easy to drag the right unit you want to your board.
5 was forever. They were hanging out.
But for us, it's like, do the thing, please.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to
we're worried about some kind of disaster happening that Gabby's just not going to let happen.
Yeah.
Picks up a Murchie into that's a Cutlass, I think, here.
Yeah, got the
extra
Cutlass.
Attack.
Yep. Tracker Harding is not messing around.
Opponent gets the Slay, so they'll see 2 extra units in their shop this turn. Why be shy? Getting lots of options off of that Lizard Recruiter. And now Gabby gets to see this shot. I mean, you got a ranged unit here. It's a little late for the tree. We saw a gold laying goose kind of pay off. I think Oski got it up to 3 gold before he sold it last round, which is a pretty good investment. But Gabby just buying a potato. I mean, Armored Egg is the highest tempo unit here, but it loses all of its tempo pretty much after one fight. Being a 7-3, it almost always dies, and then becomes a 2-1. So it's kind of rented power early in the game.
And you already have Cutlass, so this range is pretty potent in 1. Like anything, if you get to attack first, dealing 5 to it right off the bat, it's pretty good at this part of the game.
Yeah. And you put all the things in the front row to minimize the 1 out of 8 here that they reach across the board and punch your lane first.
Oh no.
Opting to put the lane in the back.
Yeah. Maybe are we targeting that beast? Is that who we're playing? Are we targeting the beast? That's why we put a lane in the back. We want to make sure they're not getting that rose safely.
I mean, that's pretty brutal, but maybe.
Hey, listen, this is a place to be brutal, right?
Yeah, and speaking of the rose here, now a change to the beast, chat, for those that don't know. When you buy the beast, it puts a 1 mana 0 gold cursed rose in your shop. You put that on a unit, it gives the unit +0/+2. If that unit dies, the rose loses 1 HP. It goes to 0-1, it dies again, 0-0, the rose breaks, it's gone. The only way to flip the Beast Prince, which used to be just turning him good, is to turn him good while the rose still is alive.
And we took it out.
So if the rose dies, you can no longer flip the Beast Prince, which makes it a little less safe of an investment early. You still, the quest remains the same. Every 4 royals, you get a tier 2 treasure, but it's harder to flip him and then start scaling him into that kind of mid-game stat monster that he could often be on a previous patch.
And I really like the flavor to that, honestly, with like basically the petals falling off and it disappearing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it balances the unit a little better as well. I think it was a great change. But now we've got 7 gold. We're looking at this shop. I mean, Oslo here is the most stats. You already have an animal with Tracker Harding here that can benefit from those.
Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking, I can get my beast now and keep that rose alive. You put it on something this turn, and then if it dies next turn, you can put it on something on your bench, because you probably have enough money to have a bench unit next turn to keep the rose around.
Oh, we're taking the snowball too.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 animals at this point, right? The beast is an animal, and then you've got Oslo and Harding. You're looking at their board. Is Blizzard worse for them than it is for me? No. Okay,
yeah.
We won't cast that.
That's how I always think about it, because is it worse for them than it is for me? No, killing our 5/1 seems not great.
Yeah, I mean, you could move the sword to something else, but we like having that ranged unit. They have a slaying school and a lizard recruiter and an upgraded sleeping miso. Interesting.
Yeah, the board's not full.
They're gonna have 2 more things this turn. Units. If they get like an Agent in the Moon, this Sisyphus could be popping off with those slays. Nope, it's a Squire Roshi and their own Tracker Harding.
And Recruiter's got some stats.
Oh, but Snowball lives with the rose intact?
Good dog.
Yeah. Because you can always kind of leave it on board until it dies once, and then you want to get it to your bench if you ever want to have hopes of flipping over your beast. So that for the first death is kind of free. There's a Mycroft Holmes here that is a ranged character that the Tracker Harding will be giving extra attack to every turn. And a chameleon. You got the sword.
Here we go.
Sword to the chameleon. And then Consti's a lot of stats. Cabbage Merchant also can scale pretty well. Mycroft here is the ranged unit that like keeps gaining attack.
I'm selling a lane, picking up Mycroft Holmes, using the buff on Chameleon. We are all in.
Is he thinking Cabbage Merchant? I'm sure.
If you're clearing that spot, I think so. I mean, you aren't playing the summons comp, right? It could go to a place where that Cabbage Merchant next turn is paid off. Like, gets hit 3 times by some 1/1s or took 2/2 a couple 1/1s.
Roll. Interesting.
Second Chameleon, instant paid off.
He's selling something.
Yeah, the Beast. I don't care. I'm out. Beast, put it in 2.
We just buying another Elaine to go in the back of this. Like, that's super. If the opponent has a Crystal Lotus or Cast Blizzard, that's rough. Is he buying his own Crystal Lotus?
Prince?
Rapunzel's Prince. Oh, to buff your Chameleon?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
You move the sword, or he's so confident that the Chameleon slays a 5.
It's against a bunch of cats, so I would also be just like some are confident the 5 kills it.
I'm. That turn was a little confusing to me. I'll be honest. Like, I did not see that line.
Well, that was not confusing to me. I pretty much lined up at exactly what I was going to do. I loved it.
You would have rolled that turn. What?
Okay, maybe not the roll. The roll was a bit greedy, but everything else, setting up the Chameleon, the whole 9, I was in.
Snowball does get taken out here. We get the tie, and that Cursed Rose now down to 1. But you got a Celine out. It is Celine. Well,
yep.
You learn something every day. Celine, chat. Celine is here. Got 2 items bought so far. The Cursed Rose counts as an item, and then also Catalyst to give that Moonlight to Celine's slot and the slot to her left.
There's also a Chameleon in the shop that I was hoping we locked for, but I don't know if I'd play it on 3/2.
Picks up the Royal here. You're going to pick up the Princess of Wise here as to get your tier 2 treasure.
But not take it, right? There's no way you take it.
Why wouldn't?
Oh,
he's going to go for 2 2 2s. Yeah, we're Daedalus. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just filling up his slots.
I'm in. Yeah, we hit.
Yeah, I mean, your hero power is done. You got your 2 treasures. You have your extra slot.
We hit.
And you got Playpen here just for some stats, right? Like, it's meaningful amount of stats on your board.
I'm surprised we're not playing the Oslo.
Yeah, it seems like the Oslo. I mean, you have 2 animals left, so you can play Oslo in the back next to Beast or Tracker Harding.
Beast. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why the Oslo's on the bench.
I mean, it's even just better than Murchie being on the board if you want to put like Tracker Harding in the front.
Yeah. I mean, because for lore reasons, he wants Oslo to be holding the Cursed Rose and keeping it safe. I don't know. No, actually puts the Oslo in here, buffing the Beast. Tracker Harding to the bench. A cursed parrot? Wait, what?
Oh, cursed carrot. He's pulling a carrot on the ground.
Yeah. And let's see what Zill's up to here. Chameleon in 6 on 3/2. If it slays, it slays, I guess, is what you're thinking.
I'm guessing he had to upgrade 2 units this turn, right? And then had that in his hand. He's like, well, let's put it in 6.
And now he's got a 4-drop on 4. It is an extra 4-drop on 4.
Yeah,
it's not a downside there. You get the extra value, but generally not what you're looking for on that turn. And there's a Tengu option here with that Moonlight.
I like the Tengu, but I mean, obviously we were looking for something like Tanuki would have been nice to go with the Celine or something else in 1. Even like, was it Trader, right? Is the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great. I love playing Trader. Yeah. I think that's
uses the free roll here. Digging for something. No funny charm this time. Extra snowball. Do you have any fairies? Juliet to go with his Romeo. No fairies to get the mana back on the Star Powder. What do you put the stats on the Juliet to try to get more Juliet Romeo synergy? And bank some gold for next turn with a potato. I mean, be pretty helpful now, given that he's gotten, there are 5 royals on board. 4 royals and the Beast, who could eventually become a royal. Finding a turn good spell here would be a pretty nice find for Gabby. You see him selling there.
Yeah, we sold the roll, but we found another Romeo.
So now you go Romeo, Juliet, Romeo, and hope that your attack order, your death order is
based.
Lucky.
Yeah. No, he's
Also
cooking.
wrapping back around towards another beast treasure here. 2 more royals for another tier 2. But
Yeah,
no
we're just looking
scaling
for
yet
something better
'cause
for the back at this point. Beast is just kind of randomly in there.
and you're gonna get waved this turn almost for sure. We have a Princess of Wise and didn't cast our Great Wave. What do you think about that?
I rarely cast Great Wave. I don't know. I mean, I feel like when it came out, everyone was like obsessed with going into it all the time. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'll look at the board, and if it's like really good, I'll cast. I think they had cats though, so maybe I'd think about it a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, it
because
would
this
have
would have
taken
been a
out
decent board to hit.
2 of those misos before the squire without the squire, yeah. But gonna get the right order here on Romeo Juliet
Yeah,
dying,
that's
and
stats.
that's too
A
much. Too
lot of
much stats to
stats.
get over.
Yep.
I mean, 9x2 hero attack there because the gingerbread muffin being doubled up, still not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does get to flip his beast print. The snow globe is the cursed rose is still alive, and he's good.
Oh, oof.
So
Look at
now
that thing.
it's stats city for beast prints. Every one of these
Yep.
royals is +4/+4.
And we have a direction.
Oh, also furniture. The cat box there is a furniture, but I mean, you buy just a 2-drop royal to even +4/+4. That's just a good deal. But I don't
think
know
that's
that
what
you
you
spent
did, yeah.
3 to do that.
Synesthesia has a surprisingly lack of upgraded units on its board for playing Dionysus. He has 1 upgraded goose in the back. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I like the
Yep.
second 4-drop here. You can. Oh, you don't care about Rose anymore.
But the Celine is not a royal, and the Princess of Wise is. That might factor in his decision on what you're
So do you,
buying
wait,
here.
do you buy that and then sell 4 and just pick up the Celine as your second 4-drop?
You could lock for the Celine here. That's fine. Wishing Fountain over. Yeah, not really going into sunlight stuff.
Yeah, I would just probably eat that 3 and the short sword and just pick up the Celine just so I don't have to lock.
It's just weird because it doesn't even have somewhere to go. I guess you bench the Princess of Wise and Celine goes in 2 and you put a Romeo in 1.
Yeah, you could buff the Romeo, true. I don't know, 18-19 is kind of large. I might keep that in.
Yeah, but I'd bench the Princess of Wise here
Yeah.
and go Romeo, Celine, Juliet, Romeo in the front row. I think is the strongest possible board this turn. But this, like having the Princess of Wise on board, gives you additional scaling opportunity. You are gaining stats when it slays. It does give you those Women of the Moons. But he's like changing the order up here to try to optimize around. Maybe like hoping you can deny the slay if they hit your Beast Prince in the front row.
Yeah,
Which
maybe
if you
just
have-
valuing the
if you
range
have-
in the back.
If you have Celine in the front, there's always something here they can slay. Nope, it goes up to 18 this turn, so you can't dodge it. Oh, and it gets the full 18 damage hit, and Juliet dies first.
Yeah,
rough combat.
It missed by 1. Not that rough though. Still dealing damage too.
Yep, and we're no longer dataless. We are
What are we on? We're on 4 or 3. 4-2.
we're on 4-2.
Yeah, 506.
Probably not Toy
Yeah, probably
Dino.
not.
Choosing tournament lobby clicking choose random.
I was ready.
I mean, Cassandra's the Oracle here is interesting because it essentially takes you to like 6 next turn, but instead goes with the Sovereign here, the most boring, powerful hero in the game.
You know, I was gonna reference that by saying this was the most boring but best hero pick here.
Yeah, it's the reduction in cost in your shop is just value. There are a lot of high quality items, and spending less gold on them is just good. You can see picking up the Snow White here as a way to. Oh, that's right. Production reminding us that if you swap into Cassandra, just like at the beginning of the game, you can't use the Future Vision for 4 turns. Kind of like Mask has to wait 5 turns to switch into 2 heroes. Cassandra has to wait 4 turns to get that Future Vision. 4 turns from now, he will be 6. And so, yeah, you wouldn't ever really want to do that from this position. But what you would want to do from this position is keep buying more Royals to make your Beast Prince huge and stack more Romeo and Juliets on your board.
Yeah, it's getting pretty large too.
You've completed 2 quests, so the Rapunzel's Prince is growing as well. Among the quest units, Rapunzel's Prince, he gains stats whenever you complete quests, and Lady Guinevere increases her boost every time you complete quests. So being able to chain complete these quests can help you set up for one of those kind of boost comps between the Rapunzel's Prince, Guinevere, and then you're looking
And we
for...
have a Snow White.
Yeah, and we have a Snow White. That's another quest that we're gonna, as a sovereignty, easier to work through that Snow White quest. Probably not looking for many dwarves, but just buying items. Um, and why be shy here? That is a very large parrot, and our Rapunzel's prince does get taken out. But we're dying in Romeo, Juliet, Romeo order either
Yep.
way, and
Oh, and that's not a
gonna be
range
so
coming out
much
of there.
stats.
They didn't take any damage to right then either. That was their first time taking damage.
Why be shy with the Oni Katana and the Blood Moon there, getting a lot of extra value out of that hero power of Slay. See which Ursula. There's a crown, another item that is an item that also scales with the number of quests you complete.
And we're doing quests.
We are on a quest. You probably want that 1 gold short sword pretty much anytime. Are you like units? What are units? We just buy items now.
Yeah, or royals.
Yeah.
And to bump our guy.
Oh, Giga Chad, another Sir Galahad, another character that scales with the number of quests we complete. It's an Iron Will unit for our back row.
It is Galahad.
And for every quest you complete, he increases how much stats he gives to the units on either side of him from his entrance.
Yeah, I always liked Galahad, even before his buff or anything like that. I was like playing that on the Iron Willed unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I like stats. And
Size Potion in the shop, that's one of those mid-game spells that if you cast it on a plant, it gets sunlight. But we see from the tier 2 treasure here, an Atlantis has entered play.
Thank you. Yeah, teach me how to play this. I'm ready.
I mean, if we can assemble, there's a rarely seen comp, chat, but it is very powerful, which is with Atlantis and King Triton, all of your royals or monsters are royal monsters, which means that they all trigger for King Triton's Moonlight buff. His entrance gives his row Moonlight for every royal monster on your board. And if you can combine that up with something like and also he has an aura. Whenever one of your royal monsters attacks, it casts a Great Wave. And he increases the damage of your combat spells. It's a lot of text. It's the questing beast of anyways.
Yeah, it's like every common Yu-Gi-Oh card.
And for every Moonlight on him, well, unupgraded, it's half his Moonlight. Upgraded, it's all of his Moonlight. Gets added to the damage of your combat spells. So you can, Blizzard the whole board for 70. But the Great Waves that cast whenever a royal attacks get that buff from the combat spell buff. So you can do some pretty silly things with like having Atlantis and Kieves, for example. Something attacking kills a royal in front line. Kiev goes to attack. Atlantis makes him a royal monster, casts a Great Wave. And you can really clear through summon frontline comps that way.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Doubling up, maybe making this pirate map. I mean, that's almost certainly the play.
Yeah, we have pairs of 3 drops already.
Yeah, you just need to get another treasure, and then a 3 or higher gives you a 7. The Exodia, the last piece of that King Triton comp, is if you can also get Merlin's Lessons. There are quite a few royal mages. Kiev and Merlin are probably the main 2 that are good into the late game. So you can pretty reasonably get 4, 5, 6 royals on board that are also mages to go with your Triton, and then you're casting like 60 damage fireball, like 60 damage fireballs. Really brutal for a lot of these Dracula comps, but it is a lot harder to get into. And like the Dracula comp, every piece kind of does something on its own. That's why we see so many players building into it. Whereas the Triton, Merlin's Lesson, you have to find all the right pieces, and apart from each other, those things just don't do as much.
I don't know if you caught that. We picked up the dagger, I think, to tick down that Snow White again, because I think we're just trying to set up hitting this pirate map off next turn. If we can get lucky on one of these 2 or these 3 drop treasures and then pop off the Snow White same turn, we're just, looking pretty good.
And the Romeo and Juliet are eventually going to go away, right? So the Vampire Dagger, the super Vampire Dagger,
they're going to go away?
Gives stats now, right? It's still 5/5, and then it steals the stats every turn, but even just buying it gives some stats.
Yeah.
And then it's going to let us move those stats to a Good Boy, a Merlin, or some other, frontline unit that Arthur that plays into the boost comp in the late game better than Romeo and Juliet do.
Yeah, I think good boy is what you're thinking of most of the time there. Me too, honestly.
Mhm. But Arthur does a similar thing here, especially with the number of quest units we're doing. That's like something to keep in mind, that Arthur
I actually forgot
gives
about
his
that.
stats
Yeah.
to your whatever is boosting him, and also any upgraded quest units you have on board. So if we have a Snow White, a Beast Prince, some other upgraded quest unit on board, Arthur can be buffing 4 or 5 things with his stats, which is
Good boy.
often more scaling than Good Boy is.
Yeah.
Both the
good
Romeos
point.
die before either of the Juliets, which is definitely not the order that Gabby wanted this to happen in. But he still takes out most of this board with Stonehenge Root. A couple things left there, takes a little bit of damage, but still at 26. Daedalus, another upside of Daedalus as a character is that 33 starting HP.
Yeah, it's being at 26 at this point of the game when you have something going and you're looking to pop a pirate map soon feels pretty good. Like I'm here, I'm sitting pretty.
I think if you check your opponent's board and you're kind of a weird spot, maybe you buy that egg item for this turn. It's only 2 gold and it prevents the first time a unit takes damage. You could put it on like your Romeo and 4, for example, to try to help guarantee the attack order here. But Gabby opting instead to roll a little more aggressively. I mean, if you finish the Beast Prince quest again before
The Snow White,
you're good.
Yeah.
What you don't want to happen here is buy this this Galahad, and then you roll, and there's another royal there that you want to buy when your Snow White is still at 2. Like that's the worst case here, because then you can't get that royal, and you can't just buy the one item to it. But he does. He buys sells here.
I was
to
so
set
confused.
up this tier 2.
When he bought that lizard, I was so confused why I took down the Beast Prince. I was like, "Wait, is that
Atlantis? Atlantis makes
yeah,
your royal
the other way too?"
Yeah.
Yep.
So it also really helps the scaling on the Beast Prince, right? To have Atlantis, any royal or monster you buy, and you see him just liquidating the bench here to get this tier 7. A Holy Grail or an Infinity or Shield. All of those are good.
I like the Infinity with the Romeo and Juliet thing going here.
But it's Holy Grail going into 6.
Yeah,
that's
true.
2 tier 6 treasures, instantly upgraded Merlins or Good Boys, but ends up going with the Infinity here. Just scale what we got. It's good now, and it's good later. You don't have to find exactly the tier 5s or 6s you want to make it work. So no real downside here. Shield actually pretty awkward with this Romeo Juliet comp. So I could see why you'd opt out of that. But takes the Infinity here.
Yeah, I like Shield in a lot of situations, but I don't know, like the amount of Cursed Rose type stuff going on, or not Cursed Rose, the Lotus, or the new name for it, and
Crystal Lotus
and Blizzard and stuff like that. It just sometimes just falls right through. The consistency, Infinity, it just feels so strong.
And him being at 26 HP here is probably a factor in that decision. If you're at lower HP, somewhere in the like 13 to 17 range, maybe you're looking at that the Goblet a little bit harder as a more immediate boost to your power next turn. But with the Romeos and Juliets, like you're sharing a lot of these stats here. You're getting a lot of value from the Infinity. You got
this is an OC save board from last game.
It's got the Moth, the Onikatana, but
he had the Watsons, the Cats,
Chrono Crystal over there. Ooh, wings. I mean, you probably want those wings here. It's just so good.
They cost 5. Is that what I saw?
Yeah.
Oh, I take those. Yeah, that's great.
That's being sovereign. These items are cheap. Rolls away the wings. There's Arthur.
Yeah, there's
switching to Arthur here. The earlier you pick up these late game units, the more scaling they're going to get off your Infinity.
Yep, he's cooking. Sir Lancelot too.
And there's
not something we mentioned.
Yeah, Sir Lancelot also something with the Infinity increases how fast you can do that. But you kind of have a weird critical mass Romeo and Juliet's here. 4 of them is how many you want, and benching any of them makes you a lot weaker.
Yeah, but if you look at them, the stats aren't even that crazy. So even if you just have 2 at the end, you put the other 2 royals, and it doesn't feel that bad. Like they're not getting crazy big. It's not like we have giant stats on them. Like
sells an upgraded 5-drop, maybe. I mean, you want is he trying to go for the Kiv this turn? I mean, what he probably want. I mean, fusing this Beast Prince onto something would be a big deal.
Yeah, I wonder what he's thinking about.
But
I guess the other thing you could do, maybe not as strong, is play 2 and 2, right? Have a 2 in the front, 2 in the back, because
mhm,
Rapunzel's Prince not that insane. We have Sir Galahad, which is probably just a better version, but with the Arthur and everything he has already.
yeah, that's so many stats.
Yeah. The
You
bag?
saw the bag?
Yeah. You and me both
It
sell
was
a
only, it
bag
was only
here.
3 gold. It's not a 5 gold
Rapunzel's
bag. It's a
Prince
3
is
gold
the
bag.
other sell for me, I think. But you need the support.
The bag, yeah. That's the least impactful thing on the board.
Oh, we get a gold.
Yeah,
We
we're not
Infinity with cup.
replace
Yeah.
our infinity. Checks their board. Does Wave do anything here? No. Do it anyways. The other option
Yeah.
is roll. You got 2 seconds left. Gabby's good enough. You could roll and then lock if it was something you wanted. But
You don't cast your spells at 0 seconds, Ninja? Weird.
Well, I guess I have nothing left to do this turn and no time to do it. So
Yep. Just
leisurely
spells
cast this
fastest.
Great Wave.
Yep.
Oh, Lancelot's gonna get 2 hits in.
3.
3 hits in. That's a lot of quest
It
progress.
could have
on
went
Lancelot.
more. It could have went more. It could have went for that cat token and been cooking. Also, that's insane. That's such a good time to hit that, and we hit the one we wanted to hit.
But 39 by 2 is enough to clean it up. All for all,
You're
taking
not kidding.
no damage there. The Giga Chat in 7 is a little bit wonky for me. I know it's buffing the
Yeah.
Kiv, and that's doing a lot for us. And Kiv Arthur is good, but it's also awkward, right? Kiv prefers to be behind Iron Will or ranged royals that help guarantee extra Kiv attacks. Right now, being
Yeah.
behind the Arthur and Lancelot, just not going to get those bonus attacks often.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think the Romeo and Juliet are messing everything up. We just need to, get out of Romeo and Juliet. We're in a different build at this point almost. But I mean, they're still giving enough stats where it's hard to replace them. But the 78, 76 is just better than them at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no world where Romeo and Juliet get to that level of stats. So you just there's an alliance band. There you go.
Me forgetting to read that card definitely bought the short sword here and just let that shop roll away.
Yeah, that mystical arsenal spell chat gives you a shop of items, just items, but you can only buy one of them, and then the shop goes away.
Yeah,
So
I was
make sure you buy
surprised
the one
one time. I was like,
there.
whoops.
He
All of a
keeps
sudden,
on-
King
like,
Arthur pretty big, even with that, medium ring.
Yeah. I wonder, man, it feels bad that we sold the Snow White at 2 left on its quest counter. Because completing that quest is another quest completed for a bunch of these things that are scaling off of that.
Yeah, not only that, you can get. I mean, we were trying to. I guess we were trying to stay ahead, but you can get Bean from that 3-drop, which is nice. Some other cool stuff. We already got the Mimic.
Yeah. I mean, we still have a playpen on board. There are a lot of treasures here that would be, and a clover.
Playpen is
lot of-
buffing Romeo and Juliet, right?
There's it's buffing exactly Romeo.
Oh, sorry, not Juliet. Exactly.
Well, it's also
Romeo.
buffing the Rapunzel's princes in the back row is still here. So
Oh, true. Look at that.
so it's
bunch
giving
of value out here.
plus two to the board.
Yeah.
But trying to get that, I mean, that got him the tier 7 treasure that turn, right? It makes sense, but it is also a little bit risky. And sometimes when you pay more for power early, you lose a little bit later. We did get an infinity, which will keep scaling, so we're not missing out much in that regard. But having another royal that has a quest, if you put the Beast Prince in 7, it'd also get the Arthur stats. That's
what I was
another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not. It just feels better. I think we're just missing that interaction. There's a lot of stuff going on though.
Yeah, and that was this is a comp that these players are probably playing less than a lot of other comps.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of these cards were really heavily reworked, not this month, but the previous month. And so it's not a fault that they don't understand all of those interactions.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. And we're getting a treasure here. Look at this.
Another tier 6 magic scarf and Tommy Stone. You got a lot of health still.
Yeah.
You're still scaling. You can replace, playpen.
Playpen.
I mean, the 4-leaf clover also is not doing very much here. It's plus 1 HP on all your good units. And it turns neutral things in your front row good.
And we're looking for Good Boy Fusion. Or Arthur. Another Arthur's obviously fine. Stuff like that.
But I'd like to see the Kiv in 6, the other the Galahad in 3, and then the Beast Prince in the front. He's just buying royals. He's stacking extra stats. All he's doing right now is stacking stats.
Yeah, can you put the Beast Prince in the back though, and you still get the King Arthur buff, right?
Yeah, anywhere on the board, the upgraded royals will get that.
Ooh,
there's another
hello, Keeve.
Is that enough that now he can move this around some.
Yeah. I really wanted to put this Beast
He's
Prince
thinking
in.
about. I just think he's missing that
The interaction.
that interaction.
Yeah. I want it so bad. Honestly, I would have missed that interaction probably. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have been sitting here waiting for you.
You definitely want Arthur in front of both of those, and then I'm pretty sure you want a Galahad buffing the Arthur in front of a Kiev, because then the Galahad is an Iron Will unit in front of it, helping guarantee you get that attack.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get Sir Lancelot down 1,077 power also.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's a quest character. It's gonna maybe he'll realize after the King Arthur buffs it and put the Beast Prince in.
Yeah.
Because it's upgraded, right? It's only upgraded, you said?
Yes, only upgraded quest characters. So characters essentially that have completed their quests. Arthur buffs them. There's a Knight's Oath that would let him get +4/+4 on a unit and also get a free short sword, but may not know that one, and that may not be worth it at this point for him. A weak alliance band, also an interesting pickup here, and Lady Guinevere in the shop could be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than Sir Galahad in the back. And we could actually upgrade the key if we want to, maybe, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stack as much stats in the cube. Yeah, the Romeo and Juliet just aren't doing a lot here. Like, if either one of them gives the stats to the other one, combined, those stats are still less than this Beast Prince. And, he does get...
Oh no! Jesus! Gabby!
Thinking there about putting in the Beast Prince.
That was messed up.
But I understand wanting the extra stats here on the Kiv and having another Iron Will unit in the back. But the Arthur would be a lot of extra stats with more quest units on board. Oh, but that hits huge because that sets up both of these Kivs to clear this whole front line.
Oh, those stars were huge.
They are. The Woman in the Moon gets the sleigh, but it looks like it's going to be a tie here.
Big tie.
Big tie with a YB Shy's sleigh board.
And YB Shy's still at 22 also. A lot of this lobby is still pretty healthy.
Another tier 2 treasure. I mean, Merlin's tower here is better than the Clover, but you're probably just looking to get a higher tier treasure in that slot, so totally understand skipping there for the 1 gold to just find something better. You want the Guinevere in the middle, right? So the buffs, the Kiv buff on both of the other things. The Kivs are both behind Royal, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, maybe just valuing the stats from King Arthur on the key way more, just for the extra shots, or the chance at extra shots.
But Knight's Oath is back to try to show us that fun interaction.
We buy a second Juliet and run back into it. Oh, there we go.
Okay, it's good boys. Us.
Fusion, big roll.
Sell potato. I mean, you don't. Doesn't matter here. Studying Scarlet's not a big deal. Matt does we're looking at first. That's different. I don't know that you can start this turn. I think you definitely lock for it. I mean, he's looking at the good boy is just not very much right now. You need the fusion first.
Yeah, Beast Prince going on it. Until then, I like to call on it and lock. I think you're up on the right. We're also, don't forget, we're popping our Santami Stone.
Yeah. And I guess the upside of Romeo and Juliet here, like there definitely were turns in the middle where those were not as much stats as Beast Prince. But as the Infinity keeps ticking up, the Romeo and Juliet will I think overtaken the Beast Prince again in terms of total stats. But I mean, you get the Beast Prince plus 1 other things. It's still a tough call. Oh, we're fighting a Hunter's Mermage board. So Mermage comes in, gets those magnifying glass buffs, and then buffs everything else on the attack on the board. You see that Watson went up to 244 attack. But
perfect hit.
2 Kiv shots is going to clean up a lot of this, although it probably ends up being a tie. Yeah, 171 times 3.
Ooh, we got stats.
More stats, you say?
Yeah, a little once ugly duckling on top.
Okay, ugly duckling also in some kind of pseudo hunter. I mean, we're seeing a lot of this kind of cats in front of stuff. Hunters is doing well with it. The Dracula, we see there, the Asmodeus is the evil stuff pairs well with it. I'm seeing a lot of that combination of units. But you think you take the Guinevere here. I don't know that you care about anything else from the shop. And this Beast Prince, like taking up this quest also matters. What?
We didn't pick up the Alliance band.
Oh, that feels like a missed opportunity, but it is a lot of gold. I mean, but it's less gold. We're sovereignty. The value we get there is
it's four. Yeah, it's a
we
lot.
take a pirate safe. We go for another tier 7 treasure. Merlin's staff with a rummage is also pretty interesting. And Moonlight Greatsword also buffed this patch. It gives your whole board the Moonlight now. So that is better with this Royal comp than it used to be. Because normally the Kivs are kind of the real power of the comp, and they weren't getting the Moonlight directly before, but now they do. So it's plus 20 attack to your whole board. So I could definitely see the Moonlight Sword. I could see any of these treasures, honestly, over the 4-leaf clover. The 4-leaf clover is just not doing much.
Yeah, strict upgrade at Moonlight Greatsword.
And opts for the pirate safe, going for 3 tier 7 treasures.
I like it. Do we have any para 3s left? We don't, do we? But I mean, the Kiev is there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we're trying to do that. Maybe it'd be.
We have the Kievs and the Galahads. So we have 2 tier.
Are we locking for the upgrade?
For the good boy?
I think so. Right?
There we go. We finally got the Galahad in there, buffing the Arthur and Frederick Kiev. Love to see it. Love to see it. Gabby finally opting to get out of this Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, our 150 is gone.
I do think you still get more value with. I mean, you probably want Guinevere in 5 because you want the Kievs behind 2 royals. Oh, he goes for all royals in the front row. No good boy yet. That also makes sense.
Yeah, waiting for the fusion still.
Yep.
Oh, and we rolled out because we got the good boy out. Yeah, I think it was for good boy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could also upgrade the Arthur here. We don't have a second Arthur, and upgrading the Arthur is a big stat boost. Now that we're running, 2 upgraded quest units on board. Opponent casts Fireball. That's not going to do much. Our Kievs do have a lot of health from this. Infinity's been doing just a lot of. That's what Infinity does.
6 turns.
They're going to summon a lot of stuff though. The Asmodeuses summon Hellhound Squeaks, which is an animal, and Cat Queen, as of a couple of patches ago, is any animal. So Asmodeus, Cat Queen, a pretty strong combo here.
Yeah.
And we're seeing these big that Cat Altar 9, 10.
But the 11. Good thing here is it's going to work again where King Arthur's going to get killed for our Kievs and get 2 nice shots off here and do a free 3rd shot.
Yeah. Opponent at 64 times 4. I don't think that's going to... Oh, that hit there. If he'd hit the Kiev again that had a lot of health, might have been able to clear that.
But he's at 1.
Keeps the Chrono Crystal and 1 HP. It's a dangerous position to back somebody into a corner like that.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for the comeback story of the year.
Oh, look at that. Lightning in a Bottle Fire Mage here.
Yeah, that's rough for here.
I mean, you can play around. I mean, having the 2 upgraded royals with quests in the front row guarantees the Arthur's still going to give stats to something, but that is a super scary thing. I mean,
we're doubling?
Mimic, yeah. I mean, Fairy Tale
double the stats, good double the Infinity,
but doubling the stats in the Infinity is.
And now we just look to get out of Atlantis, right, with another tier 6.
I mean,
double that up.
Do you like a King Triton here is still pretty bonkers.
It's okay, but I don't know. Doubling up a 6-drop treasure just feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
Good boy has made it to the team. It's like every time we see an upgrade in the shop, it's like, all right, good boy, you're in.
Wouldn't upgrade a good boy be really good on this board? Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
There's
Ooh, yeah. We pop this.
There's your fusion.
That core fusion. Yes, that's beautiful.
You get 2 core fusions too.
Oh my goodness.
Because the Mimic.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
All right, Beast Prince out of here.
Yeah, you've been great. You're on our bench for a while. But...
he's only got 16 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. 16 seconds. He has like 40 core fusions. Because you have to, just out. No, he's not bad. Maybe
Yeah,
you're
you
oh,
can-
shit. Yes,
just-
not wrong.
There's control.
Nah, dude, perfect. Please look for it.
Which one's taking up on the things like that?
Wrong.
We keep being more.
Moonlight for the
Yes. Oh, sorry, tracks. Because that
Oh,
first, and opponents. It's gonna be
summoning.
a lot more. Oh, the board's like totally impacted though.
If we were close.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got 3-for-1 on that opening hit. It was brutal.
Doppelganger diamond.
All right, we're copying 2 things. So we're just out of share and
Good boy, King Arthur. King Arthur. Good boys.
and we got 2 fusions too. We just put like all of the Lance stats onto Good Boy.
Yeah.
All the Beast Prince stats onto Arthur. And our front
That
row is
seems
Good Boy,
pretty
Good Boy,
good.
Arthur.
But it never can. Is there any way to spawn? Oh yeah, you can. You can Good Boy in 2. Let that spawn in 1, and King Arthur. No, that's still messed up. So how do you do this? You King Arthur in 3, Good Boy in 4. Does it spawn backwards into 2 and then 1? Is there any good way to set that up with double doppelganger diamond?
No, I don't think there's any way to get the
I was
2
trying to cook
Arthurs in 2 and 3. Yeah, I
Wait,
mean
does
that
that have
would
real
be
stats?
optimal. What?
Does that have real stats? These are all. I thought that was. Oh yeah, from Infinity. I forgot we were ticking up
Yeah.
the entire time. So we're choosing to keep the Beast Prince.
We're putting all. I'd keep the Lancelot over the Beast Prince, right? Yeah, I think he's going to get there too. The Beast
Yeah.
Prince is about as many stats and
Yep.
not something you want to keep around.
Yeah,
you could
you're
also.
right.
It's not insane here to put a bunch of those stats onto your back protector if you know you're playing against other comps that are all hitting backline. Like making your back protector too big to fail is a real thing you can do.
I think I also want to think that Gabby realized that that would be getting the King Arthur buff in the back, because choosing the Sir Lancelot over the Iron-Willed unit,
Mhm.
Probably aware of that now. Super bag, number 2. We skipped it.
Yep. I mean, it would let you do things like putting multiple dying breath runes, fire runes on the Good Boy. There's wings. Like at some point you gotta like all these comps are backline comps. Your Good Boy's a 500 now. Like you can
Yeah, he can
you
do it.
can kill things with the wings. There we go. Wings, but
We're not
he's
showing
hiding
them
it.
because they're playing
Ghost.
beautiful. Yep.
You love to see it. That's a great play from Gabby.
Yeah,
When you're
heads up
fighting the
play.
ghost. Hide the new tech that you've got so that your opponents can't counter it. And the opponent also has a back protector here protecting 2 key units, so it's not like he was going to do much.
Look
The
at that,
best
good boys.
thing here would be if the Lancelot gets a bunch of these buffs and gets an attack, but it's just, I mean, synesthesia wasn't there yet, right? That was
No.
5 units on board, just not enough. Here's a Wise Merlin. I mean, it's a lot more stats than a Keeve is to do Merlin and Guinevere, especially now that your Arthurs can't both be in front of a Keeve.
An upgrade
Mer-
spell is exactly what we're looking for, I think. If we just upgrade this Good Boy, it feels like such a crazy turn.
Yeah, I mean, Merlin. So Merlin plus Guinevere. Merlin gives all of your boosts extra stats, and then the Guinevere multiplies those boosts. So it is just a huge amount of stats to have an upgraded Guinevere and a Merlin on board, even if the Merlin's not supporting the stuff. But I mean, with the doubled up Doppelganger Diamond, we're just like kind of out of board spots, and he's choosing to value these potential Keeve hits over having just more stats.
Yeah, I think I would be on that plan too. It just feels really good. But a lot, like you said, a lot of this is attacking the backline. There's a giant parrot up there. There's some other stuff.
King Triton's back.
King
we're
Triton
past
is
that
back.
now.
Yeah, we're past him.
Sunlight Charm not doing much here. Go first spell is a big deal.
Huge.
That is huge. We want to be going first here, taking out one of those backline slay units. Like
Nocturne,
whether you
yeah.
take out the Sea Witches or the Nocturne, you're limiting the power of that comp a lot. Merlin's back again now on exactly 6 gold. Still a no.
Nothing to be good.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like, I guess he's looking for more Arthurs and Good Boys.
Yeah,
Like
or
you're
an
trying to
upgrade
triple up your
spell.
Arthur. Hey, you can go first again. Really
Yeah.
make sure you go first.
Yeah,
There's not
or-
much else you're going to spend your mana on at this point.
There it
I
is.
think I
That's what he's
probably
looking
would've
for.
cast it.
I knew
Yeah,
that's
with
what we were just looking for, right?
Yeah.
Sell one for a boost ring.
No. You sell two here, the Romeo and the Juliet to pick, or just the Romeo for Romeo. You just want to buy another Royal here. Oh, and actually, we don't have the Beast Prince anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess to bring it up.
String.
I mean, there's nowhere to put that right now.
We're out of spots to boost things.
Yeah, I just picture Good Boy with like.
What's the look at the Arthur's? What's is the crown? The boost ring is probably more than the crown on Arthur.
Oh, I like this too, because now you get, the most possible hits for this.
Yeah. I mean, the two 500 flying Good Boys, I think, is just gonna win some of these fights. Like it's not just one fly. Like both of the Good Boys will be flying.
Yeah, there's a piece of me that wants to make this Kiev complete and look for the boost treasure and just get rid of Ugly Duckling and just rock that.
Oh, just give it at 1 HP. You see, holy moly, lives that.
And then it got the stats.
Oh my gosh, a blowout 1 HP Kiv. I mean, he still would have trouble cleaning up the two Good Boys and the Guinevere, but that 1 HP just absolutely crushing that fight.
We're about to take it to the next level with this. Yep.
Considering briefly, what else would I be doing with 12 gold this turn? Yeah, right. Upgraded Good Boy. Got it.
Perfect. Solid.
And now you're just looking to triple up this Arthur. I mean, the Kivs are big enough that like they're just going to keep working, I guess. I generally find like some of the other late game Royals like Merlin seem like they add up to more stats or value than the Kivs. But with this Infinity at 9 and these Kivs at 200 before anything else,
casually.
You take another Good Boy here?
I mean, where do you put it?
Yeah. I mean, you can go Oops All Good Boys. Oops All Good Boys is
not if you're
going to be more
double giant key, right? With King Arthur's.
It's so much free. I don't know. It's
especially summon board.
It's true. The summon board. Do you see that?
Keep getting double on Infinity. Infinity at 9 gold. All these summon.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting. So we're at 9 gold. So it feels good every turn right now.
About moving the square. Yeah, and crown someone else. Back in doggo. 5-7 becomes. Let's see if I put alliance. C7.
Spot for the ring now. Oh no, that was.
I want to say, test this. I think that ring on Boy with the upgrade Guinevere behind him is more than. Also, I think the Good Boy should be in 2 copied back to 1, so it gets both supports copied into 1 instead of the 1 and 1 getting copied into 2. I'm fairly confident, chat, that having Good Boy in 2 here copied back into slot 1 is more total stats. But snipes the Cat Queen with the first shot.
The wings. The wings.
I mean, hitting the Frank there denies a lot of summons, and is pretty good value, but hitting that Cat Queen just denies so much stats. Like, Oski, there's still a lot of a game to play here. There's 2 Dr. Franks
celebrating early.
Row.
Yeah, so much scam. Hitting that was beautiful, though. Waiting until the Frank popped and then taking out the upgraded pirate is crazy work.
Good Boy killing other units on our board. There is a Brave Tailor back there, but it's still several attacks away.
Even close.
If we'd hit the Tailor and because if the Succubus is the last thing on board, even if it kills 2 of the 3 things, it can never kill the last one.
Yeah.
Succubus is really good at killing 2 things. It is very bad at killing 3 things.
Or 1 thing.
Yeah. The 3 things becomes 1 thing, and then it's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you swap out here? Dramatic reveal.
I do.
You're at 19. You could hit Herc and double up your stats.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Being at 19. Oh, Core Fusion. Fancy
Yep,
meeting you here, Core Fusion. Is it Julia?
Do you put this on the Arthur this time?
No, it's still the Good Boy, right?
It's just too many stats.
Yeah. If you were in
like
some
all
kind of
your eggs one basket thing, right? Like I don't know, like.
But is it?
I guess it's
because
2 baskets.
It's 2 baskets.
It's 2 baskets. Yeah, true. I got all my eggs in 2 baskets. And the second basket looked a little bit nicer when it hits the field, actually.
Oh, and it's the upgraded Arthur on
Oh,
6
on
gold
6
left.
gold. Yeah, don't even have to
He's
sell
probably
your
not
chair.
taking anything here. I mean, the Piece of Infinity. You could,
It'll be better than ugly in a couple turns, right?
I don't hate getting out of Doppelganger Diamond here, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, like
I like
the last
Doppelganger.
Arthur is going into slot 4. It's only buffing one thing. Like you have 2 good boys.
Yeah,
You could put an Iron Will. You could put Rapunzel's Prince in 4.
We only have one good boy.
No, we have 2 good boys.
Well, because of Doppelganger Diamond.
Yeah, but if you, oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of Doppelganger Diamond. I really like that second
That puts us back in
1,000
one
attack good
basket.
boy. Yeah,
My
yeah.
brain was double Doppelganger Diamond, and if we got rid of it, we'd still have single Doppelganger. That's not how that works, chat.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to get rid of. Can we? Yeah, can we? Oh, so we want to get rid of Golden Mimic actually at this point. They're not even a meme.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably better at this point because we don't need infinity stats and it's the
We
one
don't
double.
need the infinity stats. Like it's plus like plus 30 plus 30 this turn to our whole board. I think it's like I have 4 plus 1 for every turn, and we're at plus 10 turns. We've been Cersei's Cup, but that happens after the Doppelganger Diamond.
Oh, nice, perfect. The one we didn't need.
But oh, look at that! They got a very large Brave Tailor in the back.
They have a very large everything. What is going on over here?
I mean, they've got a bunch of hero attack, right?
Yeah,
525 hero attack.
Why do all those things have stats?
Oh, but then we get the double hit here from the Kiev. Even with the talisman, you just can't clean this up.
Yeah,
this is the finals, right? Megadeth here in the finals with an Ares hero attack build, which is like, he's got 3x hero attacks at 109 and still can't kill a unit in the front row.
Yeah, that's crazy.
feels rough here.
Another good boy.
I mean, what do you triple up your Kiev and get another Kiev?
Yeah,
what do you do to add to this comp? Like more runes? I guess?
think it's what we were. Yeah, runes, but I think it's what we were talking about before too. You just start picking up good boys, get another 6-drop to replace Golden Mimic.
Stealth Orb doesn't really do much here. Like, what are you looking for, Gabby? What are we looking for?
Maybe we're just doom rolling for content.
Yeah, I mean, you just click ready with 6 gold left.
Good luck with the good boys. Oh, spell shop. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, we go first again. Do we cast the HP spell and then just lock for the go first spell?
I don't know. I'd probably just cast the go first spell here and keep doom rolling.
We already have one though.
Oh, we already have one. Yeah, then maybe you're right because I like this going first a lot.
Yeah. So I think.
Oh, he has Mermaid in one. I missed that. I must have looked at the back line when everything was going down. That's why everything had stats like that. That's what I was confused about.
There's another. Oh, and we're on another fusion. That's what we're looking for. We're just digging for fusions to put more of our stats onto the good boy.
Bye ring.
No, you saw one of the units, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But it has a lot of stats.
Yeah, 3 of them. No, I sell in the ring.
It's a 2-3, right? The ring is the other things are like 300s.
I guess. Yeah, well, if we can find 2 more fusions before this game is over, that makes sense. Yeah. The value there. That's real.
You don't want to keep your 340-295 Rapunzel's Prince?
I mean, you definitely keep the chair, right? Because if they like put wings on this mermaid somehow, it's got 5 items on it. So it's like 2 super bags.
Probably and then all magnifying glasses.
Oh, we got a Siren Lorelei at 7 and the good boy hits it?
That's a beast play.
Oh,
both the good boys hit it!
The Arthur's still 3,000.
Yeah.
14,000 on this Kiev, but he's got the Taylor.
Hold on. And 4 units coming out here.
Okay, can it get back to the Taylor in time? Nope.
Wrong order.
Bad order there.
He could have.
But he gets the cleanup.
Yep, 327 times 3, good enough.
And the talisman hits the 13,000. How do you? This board's getting more and more annoying to play. We were joking about not hitting ready, but actually we got a battle.
No, double good barge. Oh, really?
He's like, you're gonna put a Siren Lorelei in the back corner?
Oh, wow, big brain. But do you put him on one of your Kievs here?
Ooh, because Kiev can't die to the Lorelei?
Yeah.
It's not like the Kievs are getting hits early in the order, though. But like, it's still
but if one gets hit, if King Arthur gets killed,
that mosquito's not doing a lot, chat. You could put the wings on the Kiev thing. But the risk there is if you get through the whole order and then your Keeve hits it, you like lose thousands of HP.
But he's keeping the Taylor in the back. That's what I'm thinking of. If you're keeping the Taylor in the back and you're having things,
well, there's
spawn
one in the
of
front
it-
and in the back, right? It's Taylor 2 and 5.
But you have 4 things without flying in the front. So I figured Taylor dies the one in the
Yeah.
front, and then you're just trying to get rid of the one in the back.
Yeah. This is more than all of the stats ever versus a Hunter scam board. And this is good. This good boy's a 1,300, 1,200 good boy. He's getting he already got the achievement for old dog new tricks
That he's using also, by the way.
that is on brand.
Yeah, we should have seen this coming.
Old dog. Oh, there's a fire mage now. Why is the fire mage in? Oh, because he's got bald lightning. I was like, why isn't he putting the better unit in 1? The good boy dodges the Taylor hit, but there's still a Siren Lorelei.
Another Taylor.
Oh, but it's last in the attack order.
And we got our good boy stats.
And we hit
the right order.
The right order. 7,000.
6.
All right. I mean, Megadeth can pretty reliably keep losing the fights with 1 unit left on Gabby's board. So if he can gain some health here, he buys another turn.
Yeah, or if he just gets a... We're looking for a Cersei's Cup. Cersei's Cup feels... Second chair?
Do you put the wings back in this time?
Maybe.
Because they might switch the Siren Lorelei to the front.
Yeah.
That's just a total mind game, right? Like that's like coin. It's like rock paper scissors. Like it's almost a coin flip.
I'm all in
Once
on
your
the
opponent-
key with wings.
The opponent saw your wings, saw you bench the wings. They probably expect you to put the wings back, but like maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Cersei's Cup. And we have
Mind games.
a potato.
Bye potato. Hello, Cersei's Cup. All right, now we get to fight against 6 units and a pig. Which, I mean, hitting pretty much any of those is pretty good. The Sherlock's probably the least impactful hit. Kind of weird that they're like a Hunter's comp that like doesn't really care about the hero attack from Sherlock. They might even bench. I wonder if Megadeth finds something better than the Sherlock here. Because the Sherlock himself is just a big unit because of the Mermage. The extra hero attack is not... It's not making any of his Hunters big enough to fight with any of Gabby's units. Like it's just, you just can't get there off of the Sherlock scaling in your hero attack.
Yeah, this board is crazy.
So I imagine he swaps out the Sherlock for another scam unit, like even putting another Siren Lorelei in 3 probably improves that board in this matchup.
And this good boy is just still growing.
You're just getting extra scam units on board.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Lorelei is going hard on this entire matchup here.
Yeah. And the Lorelei's moved to the front. But
The
Sherlock's
mind
still
games
here.
continue.
And what gets cupped? I mean, that's another unit that doesn't do much. But we do. Siren Lorelei eats 1 good boy. But the
Not
second
the
good
second
boy
one.
gets to attack. And the Arthur here also. Oh, he gets tailored. But we have 3,000 units. It's the
Whoa.
Hunters just don't do anything. It's all about the Taylor. It's all about Taylor RNG. If he gets 2 Taylor hits, he does, then he gets the tie, right?
Yep. And he did.
It's a 50-50 there.
This is crazy.
Keeve missing his chance to close out that game.
Yeah, you could have done it.
Will Keeve regret this forever? Will it break Keeve's confidence? Hey, look, it's another core fusion. There's another 500 stats onto the good boy. All right. Now the mind game continues. Do you commit now to putting the wings back on your good boy since they put the Siren in the front?
I would. But I'm bad at mind games, so
I also don't consider myself very good at mind games. I like surprises, the
Yeah.
hiding the wings, putting the wings on. That's right in my wheelhouse. But like now that everyone knows the cards are in play, like how do you?
yeah, I don't want to guess. Dude, I don't think I've ever hit with a mirror once.
Well, you think that's bad? Like this is an awesome finals game, but like a week ago I was playing on ladder, and and after the game I messaged IHSB also an amazing gamer player at this game. I messaged him, was like, man, GG, like you were sick. And he's like, I was playing some other game that was a saved board. I was like, what? Because 4 rounds in a row, he moved his mirror and moved it to where I moved my unit that had the most stats.
You sunk my battleship.
I was
That's
like, holy
awesome.
crap, man, you just 5-headed me so hard. You called all of my moves. He's like, I was playing some other game. That was the async board.
What do we
That's
hit there in 4? Do we hit the Lorelei?
Taylor. We hit the
Yeah,
Taylor.
we hit the Lorelei with the Cersei's Cup, and then we hit the Taylor with the flying in 1.
I think that's going to be. We get another Taylor here. Does the Taylor go first out of this order? No, it goes last. It still hits the good boy,
and it's still had flying. It doesn't matter.
Oh, if that Taylor had 6 attack, he gets another tie there.
Dead. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Because the good boy went to 0-1 and he had to hit it again. Oh,
rip.
Wild finish. And Gabby does pull it out with the mimicked doppelganger Infinity on 15. 2000.
The stats were just too much after all. And honestly, just finally rolling Gabby's way there at the end, right? Like it was rolling against Gabby for a while there, and then it just all worked out there in the end. So that was awesome. What a crazy game. Once again, I think it is it is time for a break for us. We'll be back for round 3 after this. Gabby picking up that W, but I think we're going to move on and watch someone else because we're obviously blessing the lobby. Whoever we watch has been getting these first place. We've gotten to follow these people all the way through 2 rounds in a row, which is pretty awesome. But on our break, don't forget, use that exclamation point crystals in the chat and get yourself the code for the month, and join that Discord if you guys are enjoying here today and you like hanging out with the community. It's always a good time over there, and we will catch you after our break. Welcome back to round 3 of the FTF monthly tournament. We've had a couple crazy games so far. We've also picked and followed the winner of each of those games. I don't think we've done that before. So we're running hot right now as casters, and some of these players are running hot in this tournament. We got to see the power of Mermaid with Hunters and all those magnifying glasses loaded up, and Bottle Lightning given all those stats versus super good boy Arthur board we had going on over here on the side for Gabby. What a finish. There was a couple things needed to go right for Gabby in that last round, but ended up finishing it off. The board just kept getting stronger. The stats were too much. But speaking of all of that, we have some players getting close here to being live. I don't think anyone's live yet. We have someone really close to being live, but Ninja's going to break that down for you.
Yeah. Gabby took first that game after coming in second in the first game. Total 18 points. We talked about before. Unless you win 2 games, you can't be there after 2. So Gabby is close as you possibly be, 18 points, but not live yet. But any top 7 finish for Gabby will make them live going into round 4. Oski in second has 15 points, 4 away from being live. So that means he needs a top 4 finish to be live going into round 3. YB Shy at 10 and Synesthesia at 9 would both be live off of a first in this next game. And then below that, we've got Brain Game, All for Roll, and Stonehenge Druid at 5, 4, and 3 respectively, still needing at least 2 more rounds with really good finishes to get to those 19 points. So could have multiple people live as of round 4, but no one is live going into round 3. We do have a lot of good players that are ready for round 3. If you are, Chad, I think we can jump into it.
Yeah, I am. I'm not one of those players, but I'm sure ready for round 3. So I'm excited to see what goes down here. You were talking about it before too. Any of those players at the bottom 3, they could easily win this lobby, and we just keep it rolling. So it's it's anyone's game still. It's no one being live. It's just
if the lobby legitimately finished in reverse order of the current rankings, no one would be live next round, and it would be just a wide open field.
That's crazy.
That's a mathematical possibility here. But we have seen, Gabby clearly running hot a first and a second. Oski with 2 top 4 finishes, kind of the early leaders here. But we'll be following Megadeth this game, who we saw got second with that insane Hunter's Mermaid scam comp last round, and see what kind of decisions they can make to find a way to get to that finals and or win this next lobby off of this, we'll say, interesting hero choice.
See, I think we had this once before, something similar, where the person picks Savitri, where I'm thinking maybe that was the 2 options here, because you have a 2/2 character with an extra life, obviously, just, good to get you going. And then Odysseus, you're starting with less life, but the tempo's pretty good by getting those 3-drop treasures over and over. It sets you up for some stuff. I don't see Icarus ever. I haven't seen an Icarus game yet. Day 2. So.
I've never played an Icarus game. There's something about not playing the game that makes me not want to play the hero.
Yeah. If I ever have to walk the dog, I'll pick up Icarus, and then when I get back,
we both like Vizier Jafar as an interesting pick, but I don't know that either of us is convinced it's a really strong hero choice. It's just fun, be able to chain cast spells. But Odysseus here, a solid one. It's been several patches now since it was changed from every 3 turns to every 4 turns. So you get that first one a little later. You get a few fewer treasures over the course of the game, but it's still pretty good value. And we see them picking up just a strong tier 1 unit here just to try to protect his life, right? You just don't want to be losing these early fights. So it picks up that sheep. And you also have the sword and the free roll in your shop. It's kind of a nice little grab bag starting option here.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't want to be losing life at these early fights, and especially when you're Odysseus. So you're hitting, you're starting at 28 to start.
Yeah. And you needed all of those 2/4 stats to get the tie there against a leprechaun with a summon unit on the board, and picking up a cursed rose. Put the cursed rose there, but there. Okay, let's see that.
And we're locking.
Keeping the free roll, there's not a lot of downside here, and you have the royal. Honestly, even without the free roll spell, locking for the royal and the bluebell here is just strong, or even the snowball. Snowball, we have 2 beasts on board already, 2 animals. So
yeah, I guess you're right. But what are you going to put that rose on if the beast ends up dying? That's the thing, because if you're gonna want to save that.
You put it on the sheep and the back row, I I mean, if you're trying to keep it alive, it's like ranged in 1, bluebell, beast in 3 or 4. I guess it's ranged in 1, beast in 2, bluebell in 3 or 4, and you put the sheep in the back with it, is like your best chance of clearing their board and then only having their hero attack left to try to deal 6 damage or 5 damage to the sheep.
Yeah, so you're basically playing defensive calling it.
Yeah.
You're just like, please.
But I mean, it depends on which character you're like, who you're playing against, and what their board is. Like some boards, you could probably be a little bit more aggressive with it. But they also have a Beast Prince and a Cursed Rose, so both YB Shy and Megadeth here are a little sad.
Upset with each other.
That went down. Pick up the range. You could also pick up the Vampire Bat here. Is a decent way to try to save it. You put that Vampire Bat in 1, or the ranged in 1 and Vampire Bat in 2 with the sheep in 4 to try to do as much damage as possible before you take the hits.
I just want to bring up something really quick. Is this Synesthesia's second Dionysus game?
Maybe. Yeah,
I think so. I think this is 2 back-to-back Dionysus games.
We'll
Don't
never
say the
know.
points.
Although Synesthesia solid 6th place last lobby, so not exactly Dionysus propaganda.
Come on, that's why I was saying don't say the points.
Not exactly Dionysus propaganda.
I was tracking to when they switched into Sundiata. All right. This rose is gone.
Yeah, Cursed Rose, and you have the sword there to be able to buy 2/3 drops next turn. I mean, reasonable chance to get a tier 2 treasure next turn, but if the rose is gone, you can never flip him and turn him into a stat scaling good prince.
The confidence you have to pick Dionysus again after getting a 5th, pretty good though.
Oh, the 3x2 hero attack. If he'd had the rose on the
dog, we were fine.
The dog, he was okay. Well, that's a royal. It also casts spells, which might be relevant. Odysseus generally considered kind of a mage-friendly hero because a lot of those tier 3 treasures are cornerstones of mage scaling. The Seer's Sphere, Merlin's Hat. So pretty reasonable pickup here. I mean, the turn goods, you can sell the sword and pick up the Oslo probably, but you also have 2 evil units, so I could see the Gingerbread Witch.
I like the Oslo with the beast and the dog in the back, give the Hank teeth.
Yeah.
But also, I'd also like to point out we're 3 for 3 on players buying and selling potatoes.
Yeah, they're still doing it. I mean,
maybe
ready. Not aware of that. I mean, there's no downside. So you can still do it just to do it, but there's also no upside anymore to doing that in the early game.
Yeah. Oh, so we're picking up the Oslo to buff the Swan, actually.
Okay. I mean, the other option, you don't ever really want to sell an extra unit there, but you do have a turn Witch Queen Shard, Ice Queen Shard, there with the Gingerbread Witch. So there was also the option of turning something evil and picking up that evil aura to buff 3 things on your board.
Seems pretty good, yeah.
Let's see. I mean, Oslo into... You probably look at their board and make sure they have nothing that has 10 attack, and then your Swan's pretty safe in 2. Zill running Queen of Hearts. A very interesting tempo unit at this stage. Generally, you don't have things you want to lose stats on at this stage of the game. So it's a little awkward. There's that Seer Sphere, or you could go Slay Moon. You're probably not going Silent Bell here, but it is +1/+1 to your board.
Really snapped it, yes. Because I guess you have that in 1. Me, I'm taking Seer Spear. I'm picking up both the Lotuses. I'm killing everything on my own board, and I'm going mages.
It's a tier 3 pair, but I imagine it's an Oslo here. If you're still getting rolls away the second Oslo.
We didn't
pair of Hunters. Tier 2
2-drop treasure.
I guess the treasure library card. Oh man!
Oh, we would have been cooking.
Yeah, a library card definitely a little bit stronger here.
I'm happy with the library card.
Not committed to the mage shenanigans. I mean,
thinking about using the spell.
I'd pick up the range unit here. Like you move your beats. It's all one. It's a 1/4. It's not great, but it
is. Also would have been so good in that range spot.
Put that, yeah, okay. But now your Oslo's not
buffing anything, yeah.
Buffing anything. You bench one of your supports this turn and put the beast in.
I just put Oslo in
Yeah,
2
there
for the
you go.
sheep
So
and 3,
benches-
range back in 4.
Benches the support.
Is sheep an animal? It is, right?
It is.
Yeah, then you could have put Oslo 2, sheep and 3, range back in the back. But I guess you're trying to protect it from blizzards and stuff.
Yeah.
The range.
After seeing 2 crystal lotuses and a blizzard ring, it's like deep into your head at that point. Like I probably need to play around blizzard.
These lotuses would have cooked on this board.
Yeah, I would have done a lot of damage. Let's see. Can it? Oh, it hits the, hits the right hit there.
Yeah.
If Hank hits either of the 2/2s, it doesn't get that cleanup, but he does. Oh, there's another. And look at there's the
combo. The combo. It's here. I just can't help myself. I always play it.
And there's the turn good spell here, but the cursed rose died, so we will not see.
Yeah.
Not see that that Prince transformation. Yeah, I mean you gotta. There's the Acolyte is in the shop.
Acolyte, yeah. Like you have all 3. Acolyte, Tree, and Lotus are always just like, oh, I pick up all 3 of those. Now I'm ooh, there's a 3-drop treasure.
He turned down the second Oslo earlier, but I don't know that you turned down the second and third Oslo from the same shop. Yeah. Although kind of awkward, and he does. Oh my gosh.
Easily. Didn't even think about it. Gone. We're Slay. I forgot. We are Slay. What are we like? What are we thinking? We're Slay. Duh.
Yeah, just all in on Slay here. Whoa,
hey, Hank.
What's up, Hank?
Hey, welcome in, Hank.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up the Princess of Wise. He's very much leaning into this Slay.
Megadeth hates Oslos.
Yeah, and mages and tier 3 treasures. He picked a character that gives him free tier 3 treasures. He doesn't need to spend gold to get tier 3 treasures. Why would you spend 6 gold on a tier 3 treasure when you get one for free in 3 turns?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta forget that gives a treasure sometimes.
Let's see. What do we? I mean, if he's playing 2 shield page Hanks and a range unit in the back, it's kind of. That's not a very big range unit. Maybe. Oh man, this is going to be tough. Those are 2 very large cabbage merchants.
Yeah, we missed. We had a 50-50.
But he's still. I think he's going to get through this. Nope. Unlucky hits.
Yeah.
Hits the range before killing both Hanks.
And then we would add sunlight. Look at us. We would have been in.
There's a beauty here. You turn your range good. I don't know. Studying Scarlet's a lot of hero attack can help stabilize a lot of boards. Oh, Knight's Oath on a Royal. Get your free short sword. Are we finally going to see it?
Yeah, maybe. If I ever go Slay and I don't see one of the Slay things on 4-0, I'm rolling usually. I'm looking for something to start my Slay adventure.
Yeah, you really
Mermaid,
like a
Tengu of the even give me the Tanuki.
I mean,
like
after you just saw 2 things on board that are too big for any of your things to slay, like going Mermaid here feels sketchy.
You're right.
I do really like Tengu, or I mean, it's just, the high tempo lobbies, right? These high tempo is if you don't have something to jumpstart your Slay comp, it is so hard to get into Slay. Although this opponent's playing the Two-Face Demon, which helps, right? All of your stuff's gonna get extra attack. They're probably not playing high HP things. They're playing, stuff that works well with summons and other, token stuff. Make lots of little things. There are 2 evil Snow Whites. Snow White Bride of Dracula's over there. I'm sure.
And the 10-7 is bold.
I'm sure
in 1.
Megadeth would have been pretty happy to see a Snow White Bride of Dracula himself here. Being down 6 HP, be bigger than his Beast Prince.
Yeah, we can also get a bunch of treasures coming up here, so it could all line up pretty well the next 2 turns to pick up some 3-drops and actually find a direction. Or I'd like to.
It's just scary. Like we just hit the 4-0 turn and didn't buy
a 4-0 this
unit that plays on board.
That's the second time, right? That happened game 1. We talked about it too. On 4-0, we picked up 2 3-drops, and we were like, "Oh, we're good to go."
Yeah. Did cast the waves. That's gonna clear out some of the tokens here.
Yeah, we have a 1 and 4 to hit. No, there was a 12. We had a pretty good chance. 3 out of 4.
But we lose the scaling on our Agent of the Moon and our other guy attacks. But I mean, the Two-Face Demon, it's a tie unit. Like that unit's trying to create ties most of the time.
Crossroads over. Okay.
Yeah, extra free roll.
Yep. He's
been pretty aggressively like your Slay, right? If you're forcing a comp, getting those extra free rolls is a big deal. If you're kind of playing more what it gives you, taking the big stat
extra
thing.
character in each shop, right?
Yeah, extra character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helps you.
Yeah, find what you're looking for if you're going for Slay. If you're looking
Mm-hmm.
for a specific comp, just getting those extras on each one of those. A little bit worse than Compass, but still good nonetheless.
Yeah. And now we're seeing an extra unit and an extra spell in every shop.
There's a Tengu. I'd be picking up a Tengu, get rid of that Joker. Also, there's a piece of me that wants to sell some of our extra stuff on our hand to use that spell too, like pick up Tengu, use
It's also
the spell.
4-0 and there's a Rapunzel there and we have a Rapunzel's Prince. It's like not the worst. A little awkward with only one support. Oh, thinking mana seed. I mean,
that's what I'm saying,
if you're in Slay, the 5 drops are a lot more impactful than the 4 drops.
I feel like if you're in most things, the 5 drops are more. It's just you start really build together on 5, unless you've been like scaling Sense 3 or doing stuff. But our Slay Moon hasn't been going off that much.
And we're not mages. We got library card helped us find the spell that lets us have no mana.
No.
So we're committed to the unit approach.
And we're getting a 3-drop treasure next turn, maybe 2.
Yeah. If we get a Slay here with our Odette, I mean, Odette. Good luck, Odette. He's moving it further and further.
He thought about it. Yeah, that's not happening. I'd put it in the back if I was going to cook like that. Even
there's a lot. Yeah, the back line on this comp is very squishy. He's like, it's going to be easy to get Slays back there, and not at the. There you go.
Yep, there you go.
That's the spot that impacts your power the least, but maximizes the odds of getting that last Slay, get that transform, complete that quest, get your treasure.
Yeah, so you can get your baby mimic into your beam and have your makeshift treasure map.
Denying some of the stats here. It is Romeo and Juliet, but he gets a good iron will hit. But down to 18 already. There's Sears here, but we're not back. We're not doing that.
We're back. We're back.
He's switching it back up. Like
it wants you to do it. There's 2 Star Childs in the shop. Do you see that?
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Oh, in the hat. Come on, dude.
Like, wow. Just get rid of the Slay Moon. We're not Slay.
We're not Slay.
I mean, the Oni Katana's here too, but like,
no, he kept it.
Oh, he got rid of the library card off of these
library card.
I am baffled. If you're gonna take Sphere and Hat, seeing 2 spells, and he's taking the Dracula, he's not taking the Star Childs. Yep. Dracula and Star Child, they work together, right?
Not gonna lie, Megadeth, after my own heart right now. I'm not a big Star Child guy, so I'm in here.
Yeah, you don't have anything. If you hit Star Ring off of one of those 2 treasures,
yeah,
you'd like really like it.
Your random things here for the Narcissus too.
I mean, might as well. So what are the tier 2s doing? Like
yeah, true. You already got rid of library card.
Yeah. The 2 Elaines and the Beast Prince isn't going to be doing anything. You can't complete the quest. I mean, you can complete the quest for more tier 2s, but like you're not in a quest comp.
We're hunters.
You could still sell 4 things here for a Narcissus. You keep the princess, yeah. Is he going to go hunters here?
No, I was feeling it, right? You were too, just for a second. I was like, it's hunters, right? We're going to be hunters.
We got no summons, but like we've seen so many people going into hunters this tournament so far. Just in 2 rounds, we've seen a lot of magnifying glasses and Watsons.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Do you think the Narcissus at this point is better than the Joker or the Fool?
Narcissus, no.
You still
Fool
like
and 4 is still pretty good. Like it's 9 attack plus half of whatever their biggest unit is most of the time. Yeah. And then there's that some of the time where it's just 9 attack. But he makes the read. Maybe it's the 14 HP here makes the difference.
Yeah, it's pretty
might be able to survive 1 hit, and then if you get 2 hits,
it can survive a hit from the books. Not anymore.
From one of the books.
Yeah.
But gets 2 Slays.
We'll take it.
And a tie. Why be shy with that baby mimic over there looking for another treasure to double up? Hellhound Squeaks. We just keep going evil. It does do a damage to us, which like at 17 health is kind of relevant.
It starts to get sketchy, yeah.
But
I mean, don't forget, we just started 28, all right?
This is a meaningful increase. He's also got the Slay Moon, so there's a Hermes here. Like, that's not nothing.
Make it
15,
evil and we're
15
happy.
Attack. You can put it 17 attack in slot 1, right? Because you have a support. But he takes the Squeaks. We're going evils. You're not going to spend your mana, so you buy that treasure, put it on something? No.
Oh, we're spending.
It's going to try again. How about, would you like this 4 mana fairy coin, the silver fairy coin. You're not gonna spend your mana on anything else. You don't have enough money.
You're gonna make it the 5-drop.
I mean, I guess you have Seer Sphere. You could hit just a bunch of 0 gold stuff. He's gonna buff the Melusine.
Yeah, and then buy it. That's what I was thinking too.
And then we buy the fairy coin. It's free.
He's gonna sell the dog he just bought to buy the or sell that to buy the spell because it feels better than selling the dog.
Wow, the silver fairy coin's free.
Yeah, but you can also get the spell here. He's thinking about that still, I think. Use the spell, see what other 0 drops you can get, and then buy the coin. Because it's more value to cast the spells.
Yeah, I mean,
he just didn't want to sell the. He didn't want to sell the dog. He would have kept the prince if he didn't buy dog this turn. I think it's a shame thing.
It's a 3/3. It's 3. I mean, those coins were added about.
I just put it on the sleigh in 1. It's just good. I mean, I'll take the stats.
The coins were added about a month ago. He may not realize that is just 4 mana and no gold, and he doesn't think he can buy it.
I believe in him. I think he's just thinking about the spell. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's just chilling. Maybe you're right.
I mean, he's an async grinder. Maybe he doesn't see a lot.
No, I knew it.
But is he going to buy
the spell?
The coin. The coin.
Nope. No coins. You were right. We were both right.
Imagine he just doesn't know.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, it's still newer. Yeah. One of those things.
Yep, the fairy coins. There's the copper fairy coin, silver fairy coin, and gold fairy coin were all added in the previous month's patch. And they give you stats. They only cost mana, and they do still sell for 1 gold. So you can actually convert mana to gold very inefficiently when you see those in your shop. We got 2 Draculas. You want to steal anything? Steal their Dracula, right? You definitely cast that spell on Tengu.
Well, that doesn't look right.
By the other Siren Lorelei, we definitely you have a 50-50 at stealing a Dracula here. That seems pretty good. Doesn't want to go fishing? No fishing, huh? No fishing. You also would have got an extra spell, right? We have Seer Sphere.
Yeah. Oh,
well, you can turn something else evil, but like all the rest of it, it's just attack. You still cast it just for the attack. We don't have anything that scales off of saving our mana, so.
They really love that XP spell for us. Oh, that was pretty decent.
Well, I guess you don't need to steal their Dracula if you just find another one of your own.
Yep.
But like, can you even buy it this turn?
No. I don't think I could play the unit down at 9.
Yeah. Buy a cabbage merchant from the shop, clear up shop space. I mean, you cast the spell. If you lose and go low, you're gonna be 6 next turn either way, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter about the spell. I just buy the gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm investing.
By the way, he lost that last fight by 2 HP and didn't have the 3/5 fairy coin.
Oh no, you're right.
So
that's crazy.
Sometimes the little thing. We've seen a couple of hits in this game where like somebody won a fight by 1 HP on something. You want to try to use all your resources where you can to leverage those advantages. Chat.
This upgraded Dracula is going to be spicy for next turn if we don't take any damage here and we're still chilling. But we're playing someone, or it was Zill, right? He's playing Queen of Hearts, and at the top of the lobby had full health. So
yeah, and I mean, this Dracula is going to do 1 damage to us. I guess it's probably better to buy the Dracula next turn also, because if you go to 1 HP here, you can still buy the Dracula. But if you buy the Dracula and take 8, you're dead.
Yeah, true. I didn't even think about that. True.
I think I'd put the Melusine in front though. I think valuing that sleigh is just not as important as your range being in 5.
I agree. And if you got a sleigh neck last turn, you picked up an item or something, I understand. Like you really want that 5-drop treasure, but it's just not happening.
Oh, it goes.
Also, it's getting a sleigh. But remember, this is a backline based, team. The double Tengu in front seems pretty good. Got 1 sleigh.
Oh, his Dracula lives the hit, and this one lives the hit too. So he gets to keep his Draculas alive. That's a huge deal.
We got a second sleigh too, by the way. We got 2 sleighs out of that. Melusine in the back.
All right, we're going to 8, but we have an upgraded Dracula on 2. That was one of the changes. Oh, there's the cat altar, but he just has no. There's shooting stars as well. Those both combined with the Dracula have been the backbone of a very, very strong comp.
Yeah,
that we saw. I mean, Zill like crushed last month's tournament, almost exclusively forcing that Dracula Shooting Stars comp. But we see Megadeth here opting out. And there's a Titania with the Shooting Stars. Oh my gosh. He was so close, but you just don't know. You don't know, and you only have one piece of it.
See that Dr. Frank?
And the Fire
Any
Mage,
world
right?
where you sell for it because you're at 8?
You look to see what spells you get first.
Yeah.
You could hit a coin.
Well, no, you don't have. We don't have Seer anymore.
Oh, we gave it the Seer Sphere for the gold.
Yeah.
It's sell 4. He's really thinking about it.
I mean, I think I do, dude. At this point, I'm at 8. Like, I'm probably selling. I don't care about the $5 treasure more than I care about living here, right? Taking an 8th place here is just not great.
Yeah. I mean, probably check opponent's board. He probably did just quickly, and I didn't.
He did quickly, yeah.
It.
Exactly.
Keeping the Melusine.
Yeah, I would have sold the same thing. Listen, I got rid of one of my 5-drop pairs. I can't get rid of both, right?
But like, what? You just didn't take the main 5. I don't know. I guess maybe he's looking for. He's like really committed to Slay, and he wants the sword.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, 2 Tengus makes like I like the Tengus. I like the Loreleis. Those make a lot of sense. You're hitting backline stuff. You're scam. I mean, he's looking at the Fire Mage here. I think that was also potentially pretty good. There's a key. Was the key for the board he's about to play? No, it's not. It's the